Welcome in, readers. I am Ook, and this is yet another episode of The Chill Pill. I am so happy to be joined by the one, the only, the silver champion, Solar Espion. Espy, hey, how you doing?
Hi, I'm good. I've gone through a lot of emotions this week.
I'm not surprised. Did I messaged you about this like what within an hour after it was over?
It was pretty quick, yeah.
That's how I get you. I snag you. I snagged Snipe and Perula before they even left the room uh, at nationals. So um,
Yeah, you were ready, and I was caught completely by surprise. I was not expecting to be invited to this, so thank you.
well, thank you for agreeing to be on. The reason I brought it up was that you were clearly, I mean, I've only talked to you a few times. I guess we have Discord chatted quite a bit thanks to RA, but we'll talk about that
Mhm.
later, I'm sure. But I could just tell from your tone that you were completely shell shocked at the moment. Has that kind of worn off? Has it sunk in that that you've won a tournament?
A little bit. What really helped me come to terms with it was the next morning when the website finally got updated. And
Mm.
it showed my name all the way across, and I could send that to friends. It's like, okay, now I really feel like I've done a thing. But before then, like, okay, this is probably encroaching on conversations we'll have later. But I went into that tournament with no expectations at all. Um, I felt like I was underseeded on the sole fact that I didn't join the community until halfway through the year. So if I'd been around the whole time, I would have gotten more points. Maybe I would have been in the gold bracket.
Sure.
So I went in with no expectations whatsoever, playing with house money, trying to get a damn bracket set win for the first time because I hadn't before that point, which again I'm sure we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
Um, but everything that happened, except for game one of the semifinal, was just far and away above my expectations for sure.
Yeah. Let me give you a list of names: John Nash fourth, Betty B, Luke, Ibar, Solar Espion. That is the list of our silver bracket year-end champions. That is some pretty
Wow.
lofty
Okay.
territory. Yeah, surprise. I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, okay, I think I know all these off the top of my head, and yeah, it's
Wow.
one thing about those names is every one of them is a player who could have made it to the main bracket if things had turned a different way, every multiple times in the month.
Hmm.
So I have no doubts that we will be seeing you in at least in more main brackets. I mean, obviously you've been in main brackets this year, but I have little doubt that we'll see you in a year-end main bracket very shortly. If probably this year, I would assume. But hey, I went through 2 years where I didn't get into the main bracket, so these things happen. But especially with the quality of players that we've got just up and down the field.
Hmm. Yeah, I have some half-hearted goals for next year.
Those are the
Mostly speed
best.
related, although I may be getting into verses too. And that list is I want to make it to gold for year end. I want to play on Sunday in a monthly, and I want to qual into 18 by the end of 2026.
You
Those
do
are
you
that's what I'm hoping for right now for speed bracket.
you manage those things. You will do a couple of those things are things that many of our players have never done before. I've never actually made an 18, so uh, you're that's those are not medium goals. Those are some pretty good ones. Playing on a Sunday that took me 5 years. So great, great. I can't wait to see it. All right. Well, you've seen a couple episodes of the show, so you know the one question that's coming out of my mouth next. Tell us about how you found Dr. Mario in the first place, what your past was like with it, and then, how you ended up with this community.
Yeah, this is the one question I prepared for.
Good. This is the one question I prepared
so,
for too.
so my Dr. Mario history is a lot shorter and a lot more boring than most of the other people you've had on this before. Without giving too many details about my birthday, I am almost the exact same age as Dr. Mario 64.
Ooh.
So I did not grow up with this game at all. Certainly not the NES version. I think my first exposure to the mechanics was the Germ Buster Easter egg mini game that's in Brain Age on the DS. Um, I got an NES Mini when that came out, 2016. I probably played Dr. Mario for like 30 minutes just to try it before going back to Castlevania. Um, what I do have a little bit more history with, and I'm invoking the T word here, is I've been playing Tetris my whole life. Um, One of my earliest memories is playing a little, almost certainly unlicensed LCD handheld Tetris game bought for $5 from the back wall of a Walmart in about 2004 that my dad and I very literally played to death. Like that is it's still in a closet in my parents' house somewhere, and I'm none of the buttons work, I'm sure. But even that was the only way I played that for a while. That eventually led to once I got my own computer, I tried out Tetris the Grandmaster in high school and college. Then while I was in college, you have Puyo Puyo Tetris, Tetris 99, and I start doing competitive stuff with those, and I won some tournaments in 99. So the the falling block puzzle pedigree is there, I suppose. But for Dr. Mario specifically, I did not take the game seriously until I found JB. I joined his community, I don't know, 2-ish years ago now. And obviously he's been around forever. I was adamant that I would never do it for quite a while. Um, until we get to about the end of 2024 when there was just for whatever reason his persuasion attempts worked on a wave of us all at once. So that's when you start seeing Prey getting involved, Sportsy's getting involved, Danny does a couple tournaments, Danny Gambit. Um, Even aside from that, the couple other people around there, Mondo, Wolf, and Theory of Game, have probably been in a DRMC chat, but they've never done an event before. They were doing some runs and posting their times. I remember one day, Mondo Wolf posted that he broke 20 minutes 0 to 10 for the first time. And for whatever reason, that lit a spark in my brain of how hard could this really be. And so I played it, an hour a day for a week, and I had my 0 to 10 was in the 17s within a week. Um, and that turned into a level 15 practice qual and a 16 0 to 10 and a 15 0 to 10 and a level 16 practice qual. And JD was like, you need to actually start doing this and sign up for a tournament. I had cold feet about dusting my Twitch off, whatever else, but eventually got around to it. And that was May, and now we're in December, and here we are.
So let me pull a couple of things out of there.
Sure, that was kind
First
of a lot.
off, well, you mentioned an unlicensed Tetris thing. I'm pretty sure Tetris, like the handheld thing, I don't know that Pajitnov ever sold the rights, or the Russian government ever sold the rights to anybody. So it might not have been unlicensed. Unlicensed. There's a lot of people. If you find the old DMM Discord server, which does still exist, I'm still technically a member on it. There's a introduce yourself section, and there are a lot of people who are in what I have described myself as, which is the failed Tetris player variety. There's a whole lot of people who literally just went, "Oh, Tetris, that's awesome. I didn't realize there was a classic community." And back in my first real and I've told this story a few times. My first real recognition of that community was after the 2016 tournament when Joseph Saley won against Jonas for the first time. And at that point, 350,000 was enough to get you into the top 16 onto the main stage. And I was like, I bet I could do that. That would be so cool. I could find, this tournament was made for people like me. And by the time I got my own cartridge and was able to play, yeah, you had to have a max out to make the main stage. And I was like, well, okay, well,
Hmm.
I guess I can play Twitch and do something else. And it's funny that you mention the the speed run being the catalyst, because I have maintained for years that Dr. Mario is not fun unless you're playing it in a competitive manner, be it speed running against actual times or playing versus. Did you find that that was kind of what happened with you, that it just wasn't that much fun until you started being competitive about it?
I mean, I guess subconsciously that's the conclusion I came to, because I had tried to pick it up a couple times before and bounced off of it, and I guess maybe that was the missing piece. Like I mentioned, I had the NES Mini, played it on that.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Switch Virtual Console. I probably gave that a try at some point. There's a local arcade near me that has one of the old red tent Nintendo arcade machines,
Oh yeah.
and they swapped out versus Castlevania for Dr. Mario Arcade one day, and I sat down and put my high score in that because I was like, hey, I, I bet I'm better at this than most of the crowd that visits this arcade, so I gave that a try. But it was never a consistent thing until I realized that there were ways to make it competitive. And just to tie that into one of your previous points is that when I talked about all the Tetris stuff I've done, I have never cared for classic Tetris at all.
You too
If I
young.
had found that if I'd found that scene sooner, then maybe it's where I would have ended up. But by the time I learned about it, hyper tapping and rolling were already a thing.
Yeah.
So the barrier to entry to this community seems like it's somewhere above Mount Everest. And that was just a really hard turnoff for me. I played it a little bit at one point just to see how close to a DAS max out I could get. I mastered the retro achievement set for it, and I'm really fine not doing anything more with that game because I feel like it's far beyond anything I would want to learn, much less can learn.
Yeah. I'm glad that there's still more people coming into Dr. Mario, because I think that does kind of speak to, and no shame to the Tetris community. They are a bunch of wonderful people. But the fact of the matter is, I think you and I are not the only people who feel that way, that it's the barrier for entry is so high at this point to reach high level play that, yeah, I mean, I look at Pan Ban Richard and Noizzle and Snipe and oop, there it went. Hibimado playing verses and go, oh no, that's scary. But I don't think I'd never be able to do that. I think that's beyond what I want to do right now, but not. And I feel like with Tetris, yeah, you look at it and you go, no, I'm not sure I could ever pull that off. Learning how to hold a controller that way, no, no, thank you.
With enough time, I'm sure I could. I simply don't want to.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
size of it. It really is.
Yeah, and that's one of the other things that you said, that you said I'm about as old as Dr. Mario. I was like, okay, cool, 64. Oh, that's
I was hoping they would get a reaction, but it's true.
oh, it
It's
did.
within a month or two. I don't remember, but it's close.
Yeah, if you'd been looking at the screen, you would have seen like me just go, oh, because I was like,
Oh,
oh,
I
okay,
did. Oh, I did.
yeah, yeah. And the fact that I'm not one of, I'm definitely of the elder generation of Dr. Mario players, but I'm definitely not the oldest. Yeah,
Mhm.
you hurt some of us. And actually, no, I mean, yes, the community is older than communities like Tetris or Smash or things like that, but we're not all ancient, and we do have younger players like yourself, Luke, Fwubs, still playing the game
Mhm.
actively. So it's not even, I mean, even Blue Scooty played it. I mean, he got his butt handed to him because he tried to roll, but oh, and if you
Okay.
nuts, yeah, that happened at a versus tournament a couple of years
Oh
ago,
no.
because Bidwell's so big into the Tetris community,
Right, sure.
and a lot of our tournaments. I mean, even Genesis coming up in a couple of months. That one, I think a lot of the reason that's happening is because there's a Tetris tournament happening the same weekend. So, and we use a lot of the same equipment. So yeah, he's been there when Scooty's been at a tournament and got him to play. I think he even got him to commentate once, just to get him on. But yeah, I mean, the kid takes off a shoe and starts playing, and quickly realizes that there's no point in trying to roll even on high speed. It's
Right.
it's just such a
Not
different
unless you're playing a
mindset.
single crown for like, what is it, 6 or 7 minutes?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So definitely a different game. But yeah, I definitely have found that the competitive nature of it has made the game more fun. I got good at it because I had like 6 games. Back in the day, I had my NES and 5, 6 games. That's all I had. So you get real good at those few games.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I just set it down once I had other stuff to play. And I've definitely played way more of it in the last 6 years than I played in the previous 25 combined. And did I hear you right that you're an old Puyo Puyo master as well?
No, I played Puyo Puyo Tetris,
Oh,
the
okay,
crossover
okay,
game when that came out, but I very strongly stuck to the Tetris side of that.
okay.
Um, I can
Guess
hold my own in Puyo a little bit. Like if you throw Mean Bean Machine into the Genesis, I'll be able to beat it on normal. I won't be able to beat it on hardest or whatever it's called.
yeah, it's about where I am with it if I'm lucky. The reason I asked is Louisville had a Puyo tournament maybe this past year, might have been 2 years ago. I have trouble keeping up with what all they do because I'm usually stuck in the booth with me and Bidwell and a
Hmm.
few of the others are just constantly over there making things happen. But I always have respect for anybody who can play Puyo well. You know,
Hmm.
so I was gonna say if you're able to do that, then we got to get you in some actual Puyo tournaments because that seems like an even smaller community than this one of the people who can play Puyo well.
Yeah. No, I'm certainly not there. There was a in the stream room in Cincinnati, in the one corner, there was a Puyo Puyo machine, and I gave it a try and just did okay. And then Luke sat down and pumped out like an 11 or 12 combo that tripled the high score that was on it. And for the most part, I could tell what he was doing, but I wouldn't have been able to do it myself.
I think I remember seeing that, and I was just disgusted because that boy's entirely too good at too many things. If you've not seen him play rhythm games, although I didn't get
I
the
have not actually.
opportunity to watch him play an actual Taiko no Tatsujin machine because he is such a rhythm gamer. I didn't get to go upstairs in Cincinnati and watch him play that because I know he had never gotten a chance to play an actual Taiko arcade machine, and I was itching to see that. But I did you know they had an arcade upstairs? I'm not sure I knew.
Absolutely. If I wasn't in the practice or the stream room, I was in the pinball area. Like that's
Nice.
pinball's an even bigger special interest for me than Dr. Mario is.
Well, then you're definitely going to the right tournaments, and again, Louisville. I'm just gonna keep bringing up Louisville because it's the one regional I ever go to. That is like half of what the Louisville Expo is just a pinball
Hmm.
expo. Uh, so,
That's what I've been told. I need to try to get out there in April or whatever it is.
Side note: a couple of years ago, somebody brought in a custom punch out machine. It was
Ooh.
phenomenal, uh, fully themed and everything. It was just a lot of fun. But if you watched that year's Louisville, you can actually hear the pinball going off. That particular machine, you can hear punch out sounds in the background. It's from that pinball machine.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, but what I'm so I'm we're like 3 or 4 tangents deep now, but
That's fine.
I'm
That's what we
known
do.
on the internet in different parts of the internet for very different things. So
Hmm.
like if this goes up on YouTube and you link to my YouTube channel, it's not any Dr. Mario. It's all NES music covers that I've done in a program called Famitracker. Um, but what other people know me for in the pinball community is I have a website called the Pinball Primer
Hmm.
that has like let me pull up Notepad. What's the actual number right now? 791 different pinball tutorials on it.
Wow.
I've been working on for the last like 2 years, just trying to be like the compendium for how to play pinball, no matter where you are or what skill level you're at. So I've definitely been told by some world class players that what I've done has helped them. So that's arguably my biggest contribution to the internet is my pinball stuff, in addition to Dr. Mario.
Yeah, we may lose you to pinball at Louisville if you do come, because they have a pinball a tournament over that weekend.
You almost lost me to pinball in Cincinnati.
Yeah, I'm not
That was
surprised.
the reason why I wanted to go to Arcade Legacy.
I'm not surprised. It's always fun seeing the different the different other specializations that players have. John Detflindo is a Super Mario Brothers 3 randomizer player. Actually, that's how Lev and Dawn ended up both in DRMC. I think Dawn came with Lev because the two of them were Link to the Past randomizer players.
Sure.
Sure. I've held a couple of world records in Donkey Kong Country in the past. Not any of the good ones, just some surprising ones that people have off to the side. JB's got his game shows. Amazingly enough, all the people in these all of our players are actual whole people and not just 2D characters who only play Dr. Mario. What a shock! But yeah, 791. That is a lot of tutorials. Do you have a preference for a particular type of machine? We'll just keep on this tangent for a second. Like I really love the old style mechanical ones. But do you have a preference of what you like?
It varies pretty wildly. I would say anything from like the 70s through the 90s is kind of my jam. If
Cool.
you get before the 70s, then you get to the era of pinball history when they were just coming out of their gambling phase. So you
Mm,
still have games that are just a little bit too hard on purpose, but also don't really have a progression aspect to them. And then once you get past sort of when the pinball crash happened at the end of the 90s, what comes out of it is you have Stern Pinball, now you have Jersey Jack and Spooky and a few others. And um, I feel like the amount of content in a pinball game since about the year 2005 has grown just for the sake of growing, and that these days you have a lot of bloat of in the content of a game and what all the lights and sounds mean.
mm-hmm.
So I like the happy medium between those two when you have innovation that was actually bringing new things and not just innovation for the sake of innovation. Um,
Gotcha.
my favorite machine of all time is Theater of Magic from 1995. Um, Arcade Legacy had Quicksilver, which is from 1980, and it's one of my all-time favorites. I was so happy to finally get to play a physical one because I had only played digital recreations before. Um,
Gotcha.
you're really just the whole one side of Arcade Legacy that was the classic pinball that you have to buy a wristband for was all my favorites.
That's again we're gonna bring it back to Louisville just because my wife went with me for the first time this year to a gaming expo. Of course, she went to Cincinnati as well, but when we went to Louisville, the two things that really got to her were the shopping section, where I brought her in, stopped at a couple of booths, walked away, checked in with Chris, came back, and she says, "I've spent $100 and I don't even know how." So that was one. That was the first thing, and then the second was that she went from and she has a tendency to do this with a lot of things. She when we came out, she was like, "Yeah, I don't really care anything about pinball." To I have to go back because there are pinball machines I haven't played yet, and I want to play the Stranger Things game again because it's amazing. Have you played the Stranger Things table?
I have not actually. That's new enough that I haven't really given much of a fair shake.
There is a point where a central panel drops down and there is an actual Demogorgon with a
Mm-hmm.
hole in the middle. The centerpiece that drops down becomes a ramp, and you're trying to hit
Yep.
a skill shot into the mouth of the Demogorgon, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
um, Anyway, so yeah, I definitely have tried to keep her interest in that. Anytime I went upstairs, I think that's what she was doing. Um, do you have any recommendations for digital pinball games? This is purely personal because again, I've got a wife who loves pinball and doesn't get any at home. Um, for anything on a console or PC that we should be looking for.
So if you just wanted to dabble in it, the best place to go is probably to get Pinball FX on Steam,
Okay.
um, made by a company called Zen Studios. That collection has, I don't know, probably multiple hundred games at this point. A lot of them are original games that they made in house, but also they're the company that holds the rights to Bally Williams games now.
Oh wow.
And there are probably 25 or 30 games across 7 or 8 collections that are probably the best digital recreations of those Williams games that you'll be able to find. Um, if you want to go a little more hardcore with it, there is a program called Visual Pinball X or VPX, and that's where I do the majority of my playing. Um, and on the surface, it's just supposed to be like a way to make your own digital pinball machine.
Mm-hmm.
What that has turned into is a very small but very dedicated community recreating literally everything they can get their hands on.
Nice.
And so it's through playing those and cross-referencing that with YouTube videos and the like that I write all of my guides because I don't have 800 pinball machines,
Right.
800 unique pinball machines in my vicinity. But if you're in the weeds that much and you're okay with a little bit more setup, then that's definitely the way to go for um, more historical things that were actually released that you could have played in an arcade back in the day.
Very cool. Yeah, I remember I think Pinball FX used to come like a demo of it used to come installed on like Windows 8 or something back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm at least
Well,
familiar with that name.
well, we've actually made a lap with it now because there was the original Pinball Effects in the late 2000s, and then there was a 2 and a 3. And when they released the fourth one a couple of years ago, they just called it Pinball
Oh,
FX
okay.
again,
Well, there you go. That's why
which
it sounds familiar.
confused everybody. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, make sure if you find that it's the one that released in like 2022 or whatever,
Okay.
and not the one from 2007.
All right. Well, like I said, that is purely for my own interest because want to keep the wife happy and also interested in continuing to go to these things because I have more fun when she's there. I'm broker when she's there, but I have more fun when she's there. And I keep threatening to go find a Super Nintendo game or something for her because there were a few interesting SNES games. I mean that was the era when Sonic Spinball made its debut and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
which were
Sonic Spinball, Devil's Crash, Pinball Dreams, sure.
yeah. I
Yep.
think I think I rented Pinball Dreams once back in the day, back when we still rented video games.
What
Oh, I'm
was
getting
that
old.
like?
I'm getting old. I'm getting old. That's what it was like. Oh man.
I think I rented a video game exactly once, and then Blockbuster closed down.
Oh, listen, I had somebody left a GameCube in my dorm room at the end of Christmas or at the end of December, and my college had a special January term where
Mm-hmm.
that's so if you were just going for regular classes, you did not show up until February.
Okay.
So I was the last one in the dorm room. I knew none of my roommates were coming back until February. That GameCube was just gonna sit there. I was like, I'm taking this home with me for a month. And I went and got a Blockbuster Game Pass where you could come in and rent a game, and then if you didn't like it, you just bring it back anytime during the month, and you just keep. That's how I found Metroid Prime. I should not have found
Nice.
Metroid Prime because that is too good of a game for me to have. I bought a Wii for that game. Anyway, I told you we'd be able to find things to talk about for 3 hours.
We sure did, yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about retro achievements because you're one of 3 or 4 of
Okay.
us on that website now. That's become an obsession of mine over the last 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that you have been focusing on? What are your goals with that? I know you've hit the 20,000 point mark, which for anybody who's not on retro achievements, you're generally getting 5 to 10 points per achievement. It takes
Mm-hmm.
time to get this many points. So, what is it that has been driving you with that?
Yeah. To be honest, you.
Okay.
um, I made an account on Retro Achievements at the beginning of 2024 and played like a little bit of Mario 3, and that was about it.
Hmm.
I don't know why I didn't stick with it that much.
Happened to me too.
Truly, I don't. Um, but in, I don't know, July or August, I think it was you that started the conversation in Discord of
Yeah, probably.
if Dr. Mario had a master subset, what would it look like? And I was reminded, oh yeah, that's a thing. And then I followed you on Twitch and saw you were streaming. It was like, oh yeah, that's a thing. So the beginning of September, I just started finding things I liked and playing through them and seeing what I could do with it. And since then, I've dragged almost the entirety of JB's community into it as well. Um, after getting to 20,000 hardcore and 100,000 retro, I'm kind of taking a little bit of a break from it for a while. Up to this point, it's really just been me playing games that I already know I liked rather than trying to discover new ones. Um, so you have Dr. Mario games, you have Tetris games, you have a whole bunch of arcade stuff. Like I've played Dig Dug and Galaxian and Galaga and a little bit of Donkey Kong. I don't like Donkey Kong that much. Kicks, a lot of kicks. If you want retro score, you play kicks. Um, but yeah, just going through things that I already knew I liked to some extent. And then my recent obsession, which I think is finally dying down. Um, you and I have talked about this, but I haven't really mentioned it to anyone else. Was the Super Mario Brothers bonus set that has you do some tricky stuff and some glitchy stuff and some fun challenges, completing an entire world, never letting go of the right button on the D-pad.
Did one
It's
of
really
those.
not that hard, and it's worth entirely too many retro score. Um, it got me to play that game in a way I'd never really seen before. I wish more games had that kind of a subset and not just one that is meant to be brutally, brutally difficult.
Yeah.
Um, but that was my most recent obsession with it. As far as where I'm gonna go, I don't know. There's a whole bunch of RPGs that I kind of want to replay that I'll make sure retro achievements are on when I do. But other than that, I'm not really sure right now.
Well, if any of them are Final Fantasy One, there's only like 6 versions of that you could play all the way through that
Oh,
have
I
their own
know.
separate sets. I haven't really cracked
Right.
into those yet, but yeah, I will tell you the all the way through holding right all the way through challenge for 1, 2 that gave me a little trouble until I realized that I should stop holding the B button like I've been doing since I was 5. Um, and that way I could get a mushroom in 1, 1 and be able to do some damage boosting through.
Hmm.
But yeah, that was tough. And doing 1, 1 without facing right, that took me way more
Hmm.
resets than I'm willing to admit. Uh, yeah, you put me onto that one, and I did try a few things. It's an interesting subset. I don't not one I'll ever finish, I don't think, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's that and the All Night Nippon Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, I looked at that one. Oh, that just
It's
looks painful.
some very
It really
interesting
does.
achievements for that game. But yeah, the Dr.
Yeah.
Mario sets. I you sent me some of your stuff for a hardcore Dr. Mario set, and I'm very interested in that.
Hmm.
Also, I mean, we should. That's another thing we could be talking about is your interest in coding and in game building yourself, because I believe you're one of the ones who's been doing your own modding of Dr. Mario, right?
Yeah, that's correct. I decided that vanilla Dr. Mario wasn't fast enough for me.
Fair.
So I found a decompilation and started poking around the ROM, and am making what was originally called Dr. Mario the Grandmaster, although at the suggestion of a streamer I like named GlitchCat7, he gave me the idea of calling it Dr. Mario PhD. I think that's what's going to end up sticking.
Nice.
But the the dash is cut in half. The soft drop speed is twice as fast. The throw animation is twice as fast. I start you on gravity; it's about 3 times as fast. I want to plug in some custom stuff like allowing you to hold a button and have a piece be pre-rotated when it comes out. Tetris
Oh,
the Grandmaster does that, and
interesting.
it would make double flipping a piece in Dr. Mario much easier with some of the gravity things I'm making you do. Um, so yeah, I've been messing around with that a little bit. I have been. I'm not sure how much of this I can say. I'll keep it vague. I've been recruited by Chris Bidwell to work on an update to
Right.
the version of the game used at the RMC that includes a counter for how much time you lose to garbage dropping that was sent by the other player. I have some ideas on how to do that, but haven't actually gotten started too much on uh, making it work yet. But
You mean this
yeah,
version that I'm
there's
holding
some
up
interest
and have
there.
a cartridge
Yep,
version of? Yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking
yep,
about.
that one with the speed display and the seed picker and everything else.
Yeah, there are a couple of things that he's wanting to get done. I know he's also interested in getting a Game Genie style device to where we can plug in a vanilla copy of the game and get it to display all those things as well, which would honestly would be really cool. So I'm very
Mm-hmm.
interested in seeing how that's going to work out. But I mean,
Wouldn't be that hard with the Raspberry Pi, but yeah,
I think
you just need to find the hardware and people that can set up what you want.
yeah, I know Bidwell got a chance to tour Nintendo of America, and he kept telling them, we want you guys to make more Dr. Mario. We want to be able to advertise for you. We want this to be a thing, and it feels like with all of the modding options that are out there, that something like that would be great. Which, by the way, as somebody who has for the last 2 years done an entire month's worth of mods and hacks and homebrews, the available options on romhacking.net for Dr. Mario are pretty bleak, and I would love to see something like Dr. Mario PhD show up there, and see something that adds a different dimension to this game. So by all means, I can't wait to see something like that.
Yeah, well, thank you. If you want to see how it's going, I do. I have turned it off on stream before. I probably will again, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's something in the back of my mind. If I want to provide this different experience in this game for other people.
And for all that, I still actually haven't downloaded the patch for the versus trainer. So I'm a little bit of a hypocrite there, and Same knows this and has given me no end of grief about it. Oh, so I had another direction I wanted to go. Okay, yeah, I can go there too. But so are you actually going to pursue getting doing the retro achievements back end and trying to develop something like a subset for Dr. Mario, or is that just kind of an idea and maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't?
I've been thinking about it. I popped open the developer guide just to see
Developer
what it
guide's
would
the
take
word.
to actually start up doing that.
Mm-hmm.
If I did, then where I would go first would probably be to make a set for the classic NES series version of Dr. Mario that's on Game Boy
Wonderful.
Advance.
That's a
I'd
missing
probably start
version.
there just to get my feet wet, and then maybe put out the master set. The thing is, I don't know where I'd go from there because everything else I would like to work on already has a set that's probably better than I would be able to make with that amount of experience. So maybe I would let my developer title run out after those two things. But yeah, it's been on my mind.
Well, I will say, if you could avoid doing the whole make a set or make a drop that clears 10 sets of pills, it'd be very much appreciated. That's just an annoying. I had to set it up in Granivore or Granivore. Is that the whatever it is we use to check where the seeds are? I think it's Granivore. It's
Yeah, yeah.
I had to build it in there to figure out how to do it. And there's a there's some random video on Bidwell's stream from DRMC where Jordana McCann is, you can't see the screen of him doing it, but he's sitting there trying to build something like that in one player, and it's just a pain. JB actually told me that was the one thing that he hadn't done yet, and I was like, build it in Granivore, and then you can just know what you got to build.
Hmm.
That's an annoying
The
thing.
the 5 combo and the 10 combo were the two achievements that took me the longest to do, because I didn't even try them for a while. That's
Yeah,
why if you go to my retro achievements page, it says beaten in 30 hours over a month and a half for Dr. Mario, because I keep retro achievements on when I do speed and whatever else.
sure.
What I ended up just doing was making a build where you have a horizontal on the bottom row,
Mm-hmm.
and then to the left of that, you just have a tower of 9 more horizontals.
Mm-hmm.
But the fourth one in each row is 1 row higher, because the first thing you set up is going to be what starts it. And you drop the whole column 4 down, then you have 9 horizontals at once to clear.
Yep.
That's how I've gotten that achievement. NES has it. I think 64 has it. That's
Yeah, I think there's
the,
just
the
two
only
different.
way my brain can process doing a combo.
Yeah, that and trying to get level 21 on Game Boy were the two that I think have taken me the
Oh,
longest. I did it, but oh my
yeah,
gosh.
I still have not done that. I haven't done 21 on Game Boy, and I haven't done there's an achievement in 64 and also in GameCube in Puzzle Collection where you beat a 7-star CPU in versus by topping them out for all 3 of your crowns. You can't full clear your own board. I just can't. I don't know if it's I'm not finding combos quickly enough, or if it's yeah, I don't. Maybe there's some RNG to it. I don't know. I have not been able to pull that off for more than 1 crown out of a single set.
I know I've done it. I don't remember what triggered it, but yeah, the one game that I don't, well, now I don't have Puzzle Collection either because I haven't even picked up Panel de Pon yet. But the Dr. Mario Puzzle League, I don't have it because I haven't done the Puzzle League. And there's some Yoshi's Cookie
I
stuff.
haven't either.
I grew up with Game Boy Yoshi's Cookie. I have not been able to complete anything but the Game Boy one on Retro Achievements. That is a game that I loved as a kid, but the older I get, the more frustrated I get with it. So I may not ever finish those again.
I had never played any Yoshi's Cookie until Retro Achievements. I can't beat stage 5 or 6 of the single player on any speed because it all gets faster. Um, the, the, there's a speed curve within each level and a speed curve within each stage too. And if I get to like 5-9, 5-10, 6-8, 6-9, eventually it gets to the point where I have a 2x2 and can't make a match with it, and everything else just comes in so fast that oops, suddenly I have a 6x7 and
Yep.
wasn't able to get to it fast enough, and then I'm just done. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I have a lot to learn. Maybe I should just avoid it for the sake of my own frustration.
Probably a little of both. I will say watching Savage and Packy at GDQ and the guy that came after Savage, I think that, like I said, I had Game Boy Yoshi's Cookie from that was the second Game Boy game I ever got. I played an absolute ton of that game. I never seen anything done like what that guy was putting together. It was absolutely insane. And that's another puzzle game that really doesn't have a community. So it's ripe for growth. If you're a Yoshi's Cookie fan out there, build a community. I want to see it. I don't think I want to play in it, but I want to see it.
I
All
think that's
right.
about where I would be at with it too.
So let's talk about this season.
Sure.
You came in May, like you said, and was it your first tournament you played Swong? Yeah, your first tournament you play
Mm-hmm.
Swong, take a game off of him. Your second tournament you play
Yep.
Influx, take a game off of him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what? What? First off, but how? I mean, it's December. You haven't won a single match, a single game all season. You've won or single match. You've won games But I remember what that was like for the first year and a half or something. How you didn't did you come close to say to throwing in the towel, or were you like, no, no, I've held my own against the best out there. Let me keep trying this.
Um, yeah, I to be honest, I never really understood how I held my own in those matches, even now, because if you go back to May or June and you watch those back, like I never had a 6 to 9 in a bracket that was under 7 minutes until December. I'm pretty sure. So I do not know how a time of that caliber took a crown off Swangan and Flop. I truly don't. It did somehow anyway. And then I got a little too full of myself for August and played JB in the silver bracket, and then he beat me too. And I'm not. That's like the one match I've played in that I haven't tried to go back and watch. I'm not sure if he was playing out of his mind or if I was making mistakes or if the RNG was against me or what. But that set pissed me off, and I will be the first to admit that. And it's why I didn't play in August. I'm like, okay, am I ever going to win one of these things? Were the first two beginner's luck? I have no idea where to go from here because I'm not sure how to get better at the one thing that the community prides itself on. Um, Taking September off helped me relax that a little bit. I realized I was going through a little more burnout and putting a little more pressure on myself than I realized I was. I still do that, but it was worse then. Um, Start playing again in October, and I get a level 17 practice qual off stream, and I'm like, okay, there's some improvement happening here. Finally, here's a sign of it. Um, and since then, I've tried to play the game a little bit more in moderation.
Mm-hmm.
That's also when retro achievements came in, so I was playing other versions of the game too and learning things from those versions of the game. Um, since then, I mean, my motivation. I've said since the beginning that I don't play Dr. Mario to have fun. I've been playing it to prove to myself that I can be good at it. I think we're just finally getting to the point where I've proven to myself that I'm good at it, even if that came quite a while ago for other people that were watching me.
Sure.
Um, but now we're going full Pokemon mode. I want to be the very best, like no one ever was. There's no reason why I should stop now or why I should feel like I've hit a ceiling with it at this point.
Good. Yeah. I'm always happy to see, more players in. And honestly, when I went back and I just looked at at what you'd done, I didn't realize that this was only your second silver bracket. That you'd
Mm-hmm.
done four main brackets, one silver this year, and yeah, coming in the middle of the year, that's going to drop your numbers down. Actually, in years past, we've had players like Swang and Sarah who, because they missed a whole bunch of tournaments, would have qualified in the silver bracket and just chose not to play
Mm-hmm.
it. But uh, it's one of the good and bads that can happen with with the whole way that we run our year-end tournament, that you're going to end up with really good players in the year-end tournament. That's just the way it
Right.
is. Gold level players are going to be in the silver bracket because we've got more than 16 gold level players,
Mm-hmm.
and that definitely happened this year. Pullman was the one who got called up, but we've seen Larva in main brackets. We've seen Rez in main brackets. We've seen you in main brackets. We've seen Nash in a main bracket this year. I mean, he's a past champion of main bracket back in 22.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, but
Well, when the rankings were originally locked in, like after October happened and all the points were tabulated, if you went and looked at the brackets right then,
mhm,
my first match in Silver Championship in the 7-10 would have been against John Nash.
yeah,
You want a heavyweight fight in round one of Silver? There it is. I mean, unfortunately, but people had to drop out for various reasons, and that broke that up. But I'm thankful as hell I didn't have to play that in round one. I was the way it ended up working. I was expecting to play him in the final.
yeah, and I mean, I'll say it. Nash was my pick at the beginning. You know, I mean,
Nash was my pick, and I was in the damn bracket.
he'd never lost a silver match. I'm pretty sure. Let me look back at my own history. This didn't used to be on the history, by the way, till we kind of had it retrofitted in back in the day. But I lost to Nash in the first ever silver championships, our practice tournament at the end of 2021. He beat me in the semis, so I knew what he was capable of. I mean, he'd won one of these things before,
Mhm.
and I mean, he got a bad draw with Rez, and Rez was the better player that game. But you ended up with our 3 seed. So you had
Mhm.
let's see, we had Resumatic and Every Time We Slay were the 1 and 2.
Yep.
So speaking of players who, Slay is another player who we've seen in the main bracket. So yeah, I mean that's a pretty stacked top 5 right there. Let me look and make sure I'm not forgetting anybody else. It's gotten to the point where you can't forget.
Sergeant Saros was the 4. I think it's the one out of the
Yep,
top
Sergeant
5 you had said.
Saros,
Yep.
another player who's made it. Who's made main bracket. JB's been main bracket in the past. We've got so many good players out there. So you'd gotten a chance to sit back on your heels in the first round. You've got JB,
Mhm.
which I said in the commentary, and I just listened to my intro before we got on the call, that you and JB were the two players who really didn't want to see each other because you were both dumpster lounge members. I'm getting a sense that that's not actually the case.
That would not have been the case for JB. That was very much the case for me. JB, I felt like going into that tournament had been my boogeyman to some extent.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, I was riding high, taking a crown off Swung and Influx, and he sent me back down to earth in July. And I had a real come to Jesus moment with this game. Um, but then also, when I was just first setting up Fightcade a couple weeks ago, I was uh, I was playing with the D-pad on a Switch Pro controller, which I'm going to blame for why I lost at the end of time. But it really felt like he played a lot better against me than he did in the ranked match that he did right before playing me. And I was just like, this is student versus master, and I'm never going to beat the master. Um, I really did not want to play JB at all. I was super in my own head about it, and I went into the match trying to forget that it was him that I was playing, opposed to um, Prey, Sportsy, Lilac Wafers, anyone else that it could have been.
Right. So yeah, the mental game is so tough with this, and that's that's something I've had to learn. I've put a lot of energy into figuring out my own mental game. Um, I encourage you to listen to Adelito talk about it because he's somebody who figured out kind of what his mental game, where the problems were, and how to fix them. But yeah, so you've got your boogeyman on the other side, and gosh, this was only your second 4-7, wasn't it? Had you? Yeah, you did play JB in a
Mm-hmm.
4-7 match. I had to
I
look at
played
that as well.
JB in July in silver. I would have been in silver in August before I chose not to play that tournament.
Gotcha.
I don't remember who I would have played. It doesn't matter anymore. But
Yeah.
yeah, this was only my second time actually doing a 4-7 under the lights.
All right. So you want to take a look at your pills and see where you were and what you did and what you think about it?
I mean, I have before, and I'm going to be extremely critical on myself because of
That's
how high the emotions and the nerves are running. But yeah, let's do it. Let's
that's
suffer through.
okay. Wait, you can use K for pause and play now? All right. Let me try that.
Yep.
Oh, you can. All right. So you got a red blue followed by another red blue. I mean, thankfully this is a fairly straightforward pill. If
Yep.
it's a 7-8. I can't even imagine a play other than that.
The only thing I could think of was maybe you uh, tuck it on top of the blue at the bottom of 5 and make yourself a table for that red horizontal. but there are so few red viruses on this board that that should not be your priority.
Agreed. Agreed. All right, so let's let that roll along a little bit. We got there. You got a double blue. You choose to go ahead and take the vertical
I probably should have done the horizontal in 2-3 with that.
with a double blue.
With the double blue, yeah.
Uh,
Well, maybe.
I mean,
Or
it's an
or either one. There's two horizontals there, and I probably should have taken one of them.
the honestly the horizontal isn't that much faster, and or it's technically not any faster at all. And the only benefit to that is getting that one in column one, uh, and setting up that second horizontal is so complicated. You got to make sure you get the right reds or the right yellow, and then everything else. I mean, it's an option. It certainly is an option, but I don't know that it needs to be a priority, and I don't disagree with just taking a double as it appears.
If I'm in a certain mindset, I would have tried it, but I was not in that mindset for these games at all.
And sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it's getting out of
That's
your
what
own
I've learned by
head.
trying speedrunning SNES for the first time.
Yes, that's if I find that I am too much in my own head, I will open up the SNES and I will play on high in that version because you don't have time to stop and think about it. You have to
Hmm.
react and you have to play your game as well as you can. And that, honestly, it helps to get me out of my own head, usually.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that 100%. And I've only been doing runs of it for 3 days.
All right, so yellow blue, that's going to go 3 4. Okay, you're going to tuck it in and go ahead and go for this horizontal. No real
Oh, I
issues.
did try that. Okay,
Yep, and
and it
actually, you're
works
going to get
too.
this
Wow.
another double, so that's actually going to work out. And yeah, I mean, it's not really a wasted pill. And you got to remember that a lot of what we're doing now is possibly too complicated as a community. We're this. I'm telling you, this community comes and goes. Oh, hey, look, we got Josh Hutcherson. This one brought to you by something. Who knows? And by some fake stuff that's on a website that you totally aren't going to get if you request it. Yeah, I mean this game is cyclical. Okay, let me talk prioritization here because you've got a red blue and a red blue coming in. There's
Yeah,
nothing wrong with going red first, just
right.
because. And that I used to get preached at about prioritization. So that's just coming from years of me talking about it. Although now that I look at it, it's a wash because the red blue is actually going to drop down. It's going to clear the blues, and you're still going to need
It's
two
going to
pills.
clear three, and then either way, you're going to need two more pills for one of the
Yep,
horizontals, so it doesn't
absolutely.
really matter in the end.
Yep.
I
I
guess maybe it's better since red's a little more common to leave the red one. I don't know.
it
That's
doesn't it doesn't end up mattering. It's two
probably comes
pills.
out in the wash.
Yeah, it's a lot of times that's what comes of it is that things come out in the wash. And all right, there's the one yellow, there's the other yellow. You had like four punish pills there, and you come out at a 104. Yeah, that's the only exposed yellow. You just got to go there. With
Well,
that
there is
one,
the bottom line horizontal, but that's not what you should be focusing on right
no,
there.
not at this point. One of my favorite lines from Adelito is that the most efficient play is the one you see. And I'm just
Sometimes. For
well,
me, sometimes.
well, I'm saying that if you're not, if it's the one you see first, then it's probably going to be faster for you to do that than it is to do something else. And so that doing the horizontal on that yellow down at the bottom did kind of leave you with some issues with the double yellow on top of the blue. But one of the things about 4 to 7 is it doesn't take that long. You're not worrying about a whole bunch of things, but you did end up with a lot of blue.
I feel like with the pills I got, I was gonna end up being blue smacked anyway.
Yeah.
I probably could have gone about it in a better way, but I don't think all things considered, it ended up being that big of a problem.
And this is something that got me curious. And I think I was thinking this while I was commentating it was you've got six blues on the board, and the next two pills you immediately use them for garbage. And I
Mm-hmm.
was it what was going through your mind here? Did you have a particular play in mind you were trying to get to, or
No, no.
okay, it's fine. It's totally
So
fine.
when we're looking at this board in its exact state right now,
Mm-hmm.
um, the only blue that I'm even a little bit comfortable going for is the one in column 2 at the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
unless I get specifically a double blue. Um, I don't know why, but the way I taught myself to see this game was I don't really look at columns. I look at what I call lanes, and a
Mm-hmm.
lane is two adjacent columns.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because that's when you're putting a pill down horizontally, like that's what you're considering. Like, does the lane line up? Do both of those columns work?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I an admitted weakness of my game is not knowing how to clear a lane that is double of a color without a double pill of that color. So like we have on the left columns 1 and 2 make a lane that's double blue. On the right 7 and 8 make a lane that's double blue. Um, the my instinctive way to clear those leaves a lot of drop time.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm probably subconsciously thinking here, I should have at least tried to clear the blue in the lower left.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm probably thinking is I want to hold out for a double blue and maybe a double blue rush to finish this in a way that I know is faster. Now, holding out for a double blue, we all know that's a cardinal sin in the NES version,
Mm-hmm.
but that's probably what was baked into my head as far as not going to clear blue viruses right away. I don't really know. There's
Sure.
going to be a lot of cases in this
And that's
where
fine.
I'm not able to fully explain what I'm
No,
doing because
that's
I
totally
was
fine.
playing on nerves, playing on emotions, and being kind of unconscious about it.
Because and generally when it's players who've won a silver, a lot of times I'm looking at this as somebody with a lot of experience and going, hey, what are you seeing here, and helping these players see it, as well as looking for new ways of looking at the board, because that's one
Mm-hmm.
thing that this community, if we have a weakness, it is for uh, not changing as quickly as we would like, not being kind of
Mm-hmm.
stuck in our ways. So if you had another way of looking at this board that I wasn't seeing, I was definitely interested in it. I think putting this blue yellow either I'd say go ahead and put it on top with that too. Yes, it's drop time, but it's something. Or even if you're really wanting to be fun, put it vertically yellow down in 8 and work that way. You can work the underclear on that 1 and 8. It's a silly idea. I don't necessarily
Oh,
condone it.
ew, ew. I wouldn't. I would
I,
never do that.
you don't say never.
I appreciate the thought. It's
Don't say
well, you
never.
could tell it's not even something I would have thought of. But
Yeah, no, it's but yeah, I'd say definitely, not dumping off a color if you're that stacked in it. That's the one thing that
sure,
that
yeah.
made me worry while you were doing it. I was like, oh, I'm not sure about this. She know what she's doing here, but I mean, we all know how it ended. So far be it from me to criticize. I'm just trying to think through, and then you do start on it on the next one. You do get your double, so that's
There's
cool.
also a possibility that the one that I used to the first of the blue yellows that I used to clear. There's a possibility I meant to put it into and hang it and misdropped.
That's a
I
possibility.
that could be it too. And then with the next pill, I just immediately tried to recover from it.
Sure.
I'm not. I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to. Maybe the lady doth protest too much, but
No, it's
that is a possibility too, given how I was feeling that day.
yeah, and I mean, nerves get to you, and the game. It's the game. This is the game we play. Oh, okay. So a red blue. Ew.
Hmm. I
Ew.
only see one place for this, and I'm almost certain that's where I ended up putting
One
it.
two.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm yeah. If mm,
I guess a 6-7 tuck is there. I would never think of that in the
yeah,
moment.
I don't even like a 6-7 tuck. Maybe if I were going to go for a tuck, maybe I would go vertically 7, but no, that's too much maneuvering. You're losing way too much time there. I think 1-2 is probably your best bet. I agree.
Hmm.
Okay, let's have fun. And then, yeah, you get the yellow blue. Honestly, other than that, other than blue red, your top line is great, and I love that horizontal. That's the right play. Uh, I think with the double blue, let me back it up. I think here
Hmm.
I go vertical 4,
Yeah,
and I then I did see that the red blue came up next, but that is I would almost consider that a modern style play, because that's something I don't know that the community as a whole does 5 years ago, 3 years ago even. So it's not it's it's a newer look. Maybe I'm casting my own uh, play style onto everybody else, but anyway, just it was a thought I had in the middle of it, and feel free to stop me if there's another one that you're seeing. You want to be like, oh hey, this was a cool idea.
that one I probably should have drilled and get the reds in 6-2. But there you were seeing it again. I was avoiding the blues in 2 and 3 because I didn't have a double blue to deal with them.
I
Granted, I was kind of looking for a blue yellow as well to drill into,
Yeah,
but
and I
you're seeing again my hesitance to want to deal with that.
I dislike it less. By the way, you could have dropped uh, that blue red
What the hell was
vertically.
that play, Rachel? I don't know what that was supposed to be.
Well, I mean, it all actually ended up working out, and you almost caught up at this point. So, yeah, I mean, at this point, you're free and clear. So there's really nothing stopping you. Yeah, there we go. Get the horizontal in, and um, yeah. By this point, I'm building my undertucks. But hey, you get your blue red, so your way is more efficient than mine. I was gonna say I'm building my undertucks because I've got. I'm learning to be less afraid myself. Horizontal, horizontal, horizontal. Yeah.
Yep. This, this I haven't gone back to my splits and actually checked. This might be the fastest I've ever played 7 in my life in this exact round, like across all my other actual runs too.
Yeah.
This might be my gold 7,
Awesome. All right. All
and
right.
I freaking needed it to get through that chase down.
Beautiful. Yeah, taking out the entire middle of the board all at once was nice. There you go.
It was
Yeah.
so
Oh,
satisfying, if nothing else.
oh, this is a very satisfying board. Um, Let me give you a quick
Do
tip
that
on this
without
one.
drop time. Put it in 8
Yep,
first
put
because
an
you
eight
see
first.
those
That's the only
second
one.
ones.
That's the only thing. That's the only
Yeah.
thing. I'm getting you ready for.
I don't mean to be like exasperated about this, but I've looked through this and several of these things has been like, oh yeah, you should have done that.
And there are worse. There are definitely worse things. By the way, that yellow red in 6, if you'd put that flip the other way, you would have had an opportunity to make a horizontal. But that's one of those things that, again, I don't see a lot of the time. So I'm explaining them because a lot of times I need the reminder as much as anybody else. But heck, that was an insanely fast 7.
I think it was like a minute and 12 or something. You could go back and look. It doesn't
Whew.
not that big of a deal, but I absolutely needed every second of it
Um,
to clear that chase. And also JB7 was good too. Let's not sweep that under the rug. He had a very certainly above average 7,
sure, sure,
and
sure.
for me to do that comeback.
All right, you were at 426 on the last pill.
426.
Yeah, 426 on
Okay,
the
so it was like
last pill.
116 then.
Yeah, yeah, it was
You know,
a
call it a
117.
high 116.
So I
Yeah, I
mean,
don't know. It's probably close to a gold.
yeah, it was good, and like you said, it was exactly what you needed. You win that one by 8 seconds. Uh, sub six. That's oh,
Yeah.
and what does JB do immediately?
And
Goes,
and then JB does his, instead of doing it before the first one, which I don't know why he didn't do it before the first one. He did it before the first crown against Lilac.
it's just who I think he either forgot. He might not have realized that his camera was off.
Could be.
Because one of the things that surprised
I,
me when I pulled this up, I was like, wait, where's JB's camera?
mhm.
And I don't even remember that happening live. So go figure. All right, let's get you two set up again.
This was the first time that I have listened to the DRMC stream while I was
Oh,
doing my bracket match. It probably wasn't the best time to actually try to do that, but um,
oh,
sorry, were you,
no, no. It's how did you like that? Because
I
ooh,
actually liked it a lot because having some kind of a company helped ground me when I was in the semifinals and getting crap RNG. Um, I I can spiral really easily when it doesn't go my way,
mm-hmm.
and that was um, a better voice in my head than my own voice in my head to keep me in the moment and keep me focused, but
Mm-hmm.
also B, let me know how well I was doing and what the gap was, because usually I wouldn't be able to look at that.
I I make no secret about the fact that my method is to put my opponent's stream on. And that way, and usually what I'll do is I'll put my timer just below theirs, which mine will be larger because it's bigger on my screen than theirs is. And
Mm-hmm.
uh, if I'm lucky, they're not listening to stream. I think a lot of my opponents know that I don't like to listen to stream, so they put it on. Because when I've played Packy, Adelito, Swang, everybody it seems is listening to stream now. So and they're broadcasting it on their own stream. So what I'll end up with is because I'm always in the commentary booth anyway. Just
Mm-hmm.
I feel like one of my roles is to kind of have an ear on things and make sure everything's going fine. Even though Dave's there and does a perfectly fine job at that, I don't know. I feel like I should be there and be helping. And so I will mute that and then go and listen to what my opponent's doing. And whew, man, listening to comms has got me in trouble before. So I'm glad it worked out for you.
There's enough of a delay in it for me that them talking about something I did 10 seconds ago is not really going to mess me up. I
Yeah.
play too quickly for that to be a problem. But just hearing the periodic updates of what I'm doing, what the opponent's doing, is it cleared my head. As weird as that may sound.
No, it makes sense. JB once recommended that I figure something else out in the middle of a mat, like in between games, and I used that as an idea to go ahead and switch to high speed. That was a big mistake. All right, we've been sitting
JB's
here.
recommendation to me, JB's recommendation to me was that I don't have the stream on, and I also make sure I can't see my own timer. Um,
Mm,
I did not listen to that advice.
yeah, I'm not sure I like that advice either. So, because I think you need to know where you are because you're who you're playing against, and at the end of the day, you're the one that you've got to beat.
Yeah.
You're not actively fighting against anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we've had a couple of seconds to look at this yellow blue. Where are you putting it? Where feels good? Because there's like four options here, five, I guess. I don't like the fifth one.
I think past me probably puts it in 2, 3. I think right now me that has paused to digest the board would tuck it in 8.
Okay, Tuck eight is definitely one of the options that I had in mind. I like one too. Possibly if the second one is also a yellow blue, I will do a tuck. into 1-2,
Hmm.
and then tuck
Sure.
the second
I
one in
wouldn't do that
between,
unless I got the second one as well, but sure.
just because it's a nice clean single. It's a one drop as opposed to like a three drop that it would normally be.
Hmm.
I don't hate 2-3 for that reason as well. I like the 1-2 just because I've been burned on ones and eights for so long. Uh, the other really gross, the number 5 option is tucking it into 6 vertically. I was like, no, I don't like that one.
Oh, ew.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, no, eight
no.
is the exact same thing, and it's just as good. All right, let's see what you do.
I probably do 2-3. Oh, I
No, you
didn't.
did
Oh,
you did the 8 vertical.
I'm. So that's me seeing that double right there and hoping I get it quickly, and I did. That's what that is.
Yeah, that's fine. And
Wow.
oh,
Good job, past Rachel.
all right. Yeah, those blue yellows, you weren't sure what to do with them, and making a decision quickly. That was, oh, nice tee. That was one of Influx's mantras back when he was doing a podcast for this game. Please, yes, the horizontal. Okay, was make bad moves quickly. Like if you're gonna have to make a
Hmm.
move that you're not happy with, at least do it. Do it quick, get it over with, and don't worry about it. Okay, horizontal or
Sure.
vertical first? Horizontal? No, vertical. Okay, that's fair. The
Doesn't matter, does it?
really doesn't. No, I I think the horizontal is slightly no, the vertical is slightly harder. I don't know which one I go for first.
Oh, this board. I
Yeah,
did not like this board at
this
all.
is not a pleasant board to start with, but I like that play. Go vertical. Yep,
And then
and
I,
you're gonna wait for the
yeah.
double yellow, aren't you?
No,
Oh, and you
I just
get
didn't know
it.
what to do with that red at all.
Oh, and you get it. Nice. No, actually, it worked out really well. And okay, I think is that a prioritization
That was
issue?
probably
Go
that
ahead.
was probably wrong. I probably should have done the row 3 one first.
Yep. And that's just prioritizations, especially because it was coming up with a slight rush. That also has the added benefit of desandwiching the blues in column one, but it's not the end of the
Oh, see
world.
that I didn't think of. So when I'm in this scenario right here,
Ooh,
I'm
sorry.
thinking I want to horizontal
Mm-hmm.
both the row 2 and row 3 reds.
Mm-hmm.
I so to me at this point, that hanging red at the top of 2 is already garbage.
Right.
Um, I wouldn't have recognized the D sandwich at all, not in the moment.
That's okay. And you saw like I wasn't immediately going, oh, it was just a, oh wait, that's that's an easy one to miss. And yeah, you've already got
Yes,
one hanging over two, although the red rush will end in a yellow red, so that's at least one more. And if you
true.
get everything out of the way, you even have an opportunity. It depends on how long the rush is, because I could see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 would be the ideal length, because then you've got the sixth one would go into two, followed by the yellow red. Then you've bracket cleared it. You've got doubles on the yellow, and hope it's either your last pill or your you can drop a yellow into 4, 5. Then you're horizontaling or you're hanging out of 3 into 4. And sorry, it's
That was all really cool speculation. I cannot picture the board that far ahead.
no,
You're
no,
talking about a you're already talking about a 6 pill red rush. I cannot visualize that.
The 6 pills, and I'm just counting those live right now. The 6 pills I would do is horizontal in column 3, or in row 3, horizontal into row 2, and then
Okay.
dropping the ones in row 1, and that would take 5. The sixth one would go into column 2, because you've got a yellow red coming up after the double red blitz. Actually, technically, it's a red yellow, but and then that would give you a bracket clear to get rid of the garbage that's hanging over 2. And if you get another yellow red after that, you put it vertically in 3, and that will drop onto the red
You
there.
drill.
Yeah, I mean it's,
Okay, I think I'm with you now.
but
That's
that's
hard for me to see,
oh
but
yeah,
that's yeah.
absolutely. That's half a decade of playing this game competitively coming out in me right now. Trust me, it's and literally it's a long time of learning these patterns and trying to figure them out. But I do love that you see the horizontal and go for it. That's just the right thing to do. And you set your garbage up. Now you're going for the next one. Yes, that's perfect. And I
So
think
that is me knowing that the ends in a red, yellow, and leaving myself the fact that I know that garbage is coming. That garbage clear is coming.
yep. And
This I messed up because you want to do all the yellows at the bottom in
yeah,
one,
but it's not
but
it's still not that bad.
I needed enough of everything else that it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's exactly the way to think about it is, well, that's done. And at that point I would have, okay, you're going to get another chance with that yellow, just because it means no drop time. And now you've got two options for a double blue. I would have done that double yellow thing as well. It's completely pointless. Clearing out the garbage in 7
Yeah,
doesn't mean a thing unless you get a
yeah,
double blue.
because if you're in that scenario, you're committing yourself to that. The one in column eight's the last one you're doing, and you don't have
Exactly.
drop time on it. So
But again, I do the
force
exact
a
same
habit.
thing. Oh yeah, absolutely. And I immediately went, that's where I'm going to put it, and realized afterwards I was like, yeah, that was completely pointless. There's no reason to do that because it's yeah.
Put in 8. Okay, good.
Ooh, let me here's a sneaky thing that I'm just thinking of. This double yellow here.
Mm-hmm.
Drop it in 1-2 because then you can put the next one into, or sorry, drop it into 2-3, not 1-2. My apologies. Into 2-3
Okay.
on top of that yellow. This is one of those things I'd never see live. But if you drop that in, then you can put the next yellow blue into 1-2, and now you've got 3 yellows on top there ready to start popping off.
Counterpoint, if I do that, I don't have any yellow access, so I really want to drill open column 8 with
Agreed.
a blue yellow first
Agreed.
if I have
I'm kind
one.
of banking on there being another blue yellow um, in the next uh, into the next one, and I'm getting some peanut gallery about dropping into column 5. I'm calling Flindo the peanut gallery because I can. He's right about that. It is a sneaky slide, but you're on high speed. That is much harder.
No, I wouldn't dare.
Yeah. Although
Not even in a practice run, much less a bracket match.
I will say, counterpoint to your counterpoint, getting rid of the blue in column 1 gives you yellow access. It's just under clear access.
But it's not yellow access that I like, so
That's fair.
so I
And
don't want it to be yellow
and this is your
access.
game, so you need access you like. So you win.
If the column 2 yellow virus was 1 lower and I could underclear it with 1 pill,
Yeah.
maybe I'd see it then. But yeah, as it stands, that's not yellow access that I like.
And that's fair. Totally fair. And I'm just
And
trying to
now
get
it's
rid of.
garbage everywhere.
Yeah, and that's the reason I do stupid stuff like that is because I want to avoid my garbage as much
Oh,
as I
go under
can.
with that. You could have gotten them both.
All right. I like that prioritization of just going, no, I'm not going to get rid of this blue or this yellow. And you just you had to pull the
I ended up
trigger on it.
needing to, but
Yeah. I
at least I
agree
felt
with,
like I needed to.
I agree with the weight. I think it's the right call. All right. You going to do the second tuck? Yeah, you are. Of course, now it's drop time, but eh. Okay. And sometimes I'll do a stack on, like I might have put a red blue underneath that yellow in column, like on the red in column 7, just to kind of share the drop time, so that
Okay,
when the
I
yellow
think I
popped
follow.
off, then the drop time would have just, or it would have dropped like 1 down onto that red, and then yeah, maybe later the red will drop off, but it's just once instead of twice. Really wild tuck options there. I'm kind of glad you don't take them. Yeah.
I probably should have tucked that one, but
I
fine.
don't just like where you're at here. There's the, yeah, good stuff, good
There's
stuff.
your silly tuck.
Yeah, you can't do silly tucks. That's my thing. Love the horizontal. Yeah, I've tried, not necessarily on purpose, to make a name for myself as the person who is just unafraid of doing stupid tucks. It's a blessing and a curse. Yes. Interesting. Okay, so that double red.
That
Oh, okay.
Yep. And I over moved it,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
that was the plan from the beginning.
Okay, okay. I see it. I see it. I didn't notice the red underneath. And then yeah, I mean that was a misdrop. That they happen.
Right.
they
That is one of at least 3 or 4 times where, for whatever reason, I accidentally charged DAS when I didn't mean to, and I end up over sliding something.
okay. Double red onto 7 because the red yellow is here, onto 3 vertically, and then you've got an L clear with the reds in 2 and 5.
What?
So this double red that's here, use it to get rid of
The one
7.
that I just put on 2?
Yes. Use that to get rid of
Okay.
7. Stack the red yellow on 3. And then you're set up for an L
Oh,
clear.
L that way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
Okay.
with just red yellows, and you know you've got an efficient double clear here, so honestly that's probably the better choice. I'm just
Hmm.
thinking drop time because
Yeah.
an L, especially if you get another double red, then that L is completely clean. But honestly, this drop right here it probably makes it worthwhile because then you don't have to worry about drop time. And
Yeah. I do remember thinking there was probably a better way to do that end game that I wasn't seeing in the moment, and I definitely would not have seen what you just described, but it was there for sure.
yeah, and again, attention to L clears is kind of a I say newer. You got to remember that for me, newer is anything that's happened in the last like 3 years instead of beforehand. But it's definitely something in that versus vein that I always talk about. Anyway, you get your win, and that's what matters. And you do it without,
Hmm.
you had like one misdrop in 2 games, and
Maybe 2, yeah.
that is an unheralded help, is being able to pull that off without, pull off entire games without misdropping. It's tough.
And it won't last.
All right, next opponent is Every Time We Slay.
Yep.
How
Oh man,
how are you?
this first crown
Okay,
got my blood boiling.
now let me point out, you jumped over your boogeyman. You got your first
Mhm.
win against JB of all people. Does it calm you down, or does it fire you up, or does it just make you all the more nervous to not, don't screw this up in the next one?
Um, D all the above.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, like, and I'm so right now I'm happy for myself that I finally got a bracket win because I thought I'd never see the day. I thought I was going to get bageled in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I am a little nervous because we're getting back into 6 to 9, and I felt like every time I played 6 to 9 in gold, there was one crown where RNG just did not allow me to play,
Just
and
one?
I had well at least one.
Yeah, I'm just teasing.
Um, and I'd gotten it in my head that I would not be afforded that luxury. I wouldn't be able to air quotes take a crown off because of RNG. So I'm putting pressure on myself that way. I'm relieved that I won one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a notch in the indifferent column is that I'm still trying to remind myself that, hey, I feel like I'm underseated. I'm playing with house money. Anything's possible here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Slay is someone that I felt very comparable to in terms of like where we usually end up in quals and what some of our
Hmm.
0 to 10, 0 to 20 PBs are. So I'm trying to remind myself here, uh, this is anyone's game, but play your game.
Right.
That's really what it comes down to.
Yeah. You sound about like I was feeling when I was planning on Savage for the gold bracket. You know, she and I were the ones who, before all the drops, were scheduled to play each other in the 8-9 match, and I was like, okay, okay, uh, you know, this is two players who have had similar years, and you know we can, yeah, you look at the match and you go, it's a 50-50 shot. I just have to play my game and do the best I can. So, I honestly think that's a
Mm-hmm.
good healthy place to be. You know, like you said, you're playing with house money here. You've gotten the win that you were afraid you weren't going to get, and now you're just having a good time.
And at this point, honestly, what I'm expecting, with no shade to either of the people in the other semifinal, I am expecting John Nash to beat Razamatic
Mm-hmm.
and then go all I won a gold bracket in 2022 and wax me in the final. That's what I'm trying to mentally prepare myself for right now.
Yeah, and to his credit, he hasn't mentioned that. We just use it in the booth because it's a good story.
Sure. And I know he's not the type of person that would
Yeah,
mention that,
yeah,
but
yeah.
he's also the type of person that has that mode within him, whether he will acknowledge it or
Oh
not.
yeah,
So
definitely, definitely. All right, well, let's see you turn on your particular mode. So yeah, 6 to 9. Here we go. You got a double yellow. There's like all the places to put it. Tuck it.
and I do that because I
Yeah.
want that. Um,
Okay. And I think that pair of blues may be the hardest ones to get. So I think I very much concur with putting doing that hard vertical tuck over any of the other options you had at hand.
mhm.
And you do a stand up vertical once in a while. I thought you hated that play. I like that.
Wait, which one? Sorry.
The stand up vertical yellow red. I'll back up to it. That one right there in 4.
Oh,
So
yeah, yeah. So what? So I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with is I don't know if it has a name in the community. I call it an accordion clear because of how the board seems to fall in on itself. But it's
okay,
when you do this, but before you fire off the yellow,
you put
you
two
stack
reds on
more
top.
reds on top of
Mm-hmm.
it, and you take a metric buttload of drop time, but you clear the red in 4 anyway. That's what I don't like and what I don't see very well.
Oh, you see, if there's a red blue coming up next, yeah, you stack that joker on top, put a yellow blue underneath, and have yourself a nice day.
Oh God! Oh God! That's painful. No, why?
Cause
I
it's
see why, but that's painful.
cause it's perfect. Okay,
uh, no, that's icky, sticky, gross. No, I don't want it. Although
join
now I
us,
have no yellow
Danny.
access, so why did I
Oh,
do that?
wait, which
Yeah,
one did you not? Which one did you not like? The horizontal?
yeah, because I mean, right this second, I'm thinking, put a third blue on 7, and you're one step closer to yellow access. But it's the last yellow, so it probably doesn't matter.
Uh, yeah. I mean, I could see having a complaint about that because you're orphaning um, that blue pill half in 6 because this suddenly,
Well, not really.
if you take the horizontal, then the best way to take the next set is horizontally. You know, you want to pair up
Yeah, that's
doubles,
true.
and you're kind of orphaning that. So yeah, I think 7/8's the better choice here, but not by enough that I'm gonna get mad about it. You know.
Oh, there will be ones you get mad at. Just wait till level 8.
Oh yeah, you weren't around last year when level 8 got it got everybody's goat. Uh,
I've been around long enough to know that it became a meme that everyone hates
y-
level 8.
yeah, yeah. I definitely used some of the meme. I think Flindo's who started it because his match against me in the finals last year did not go well, and level 8 is why. I that's one of those that I didn't feel like I deserved as much, and partially it was just because he had a really bad one. It's one of those not like this levels. You just look at it and it's your
Okay.
friend on the other side, and you're just like, not like this. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
all right, you get your horizontal. And yeah, now you've really committed to
Yep.
verticals on all of
Okay.
these.
Yeah, I don't love it. It's a lot of drop time now, but
Okay,
it
that's
ended up being better than most of my sixes in practice were. So in the moment, I take it with a smile.
practice. We talking about practice? No, I'm joking. My
Yes.
practices were
So I
yeah.
haven't mentioned, and I'm surprised Flindo hasn't either. I got into Flindo's DMs like 2 days before this tournament, being like, I feel like I'm spinning my wheels on level block practice at all. Do you play differently in level blocks versus doing attempts? Like, what the hell can I do differently? Because I don't feel like I'm ever going to win a bracket, and that's the only way to get recognition around here. It's not, but I told myself that.
It,
Um, and he and I had a long discussion, several Word documents passed back and forth of going through some of my games and seeing what he would have done differently and what I should be focused on. Not unlike this, honestly.
yeah. I like that drop. I like that earlier drop horizontal, by the way, and I really like where your board state is right now. Yeah, my practices were
Ooh,
absolutely
nice drop.
egregious. Uh, Leading up to the main bracket, so you never can tell.
There was right before, probably like half an hour before I went on to play my 4-7 match, I was doing 4-7s and racing alongside the stream.
Mm-hmm.
And I had one run that was a PB 4-7 at 4:58. The very next run was a 4-7 that was 7:14.
Yep.
And it took me like 3 more runs even after that to break 6 again. And I was just in the shredder. I think I DM'd JB at one point saying, I hope you beat me because I don't want to play this game anymore.
um, Thing I see over here is this double yellow into 7 will give you a bracket clear
On
with the next
7.
pill. Yeah,
Sure. Yeah.
just that, and that's just a quick thing. You're still going to look at an absolute butt ton of drop time, unless you get, well, literally on any blue following, because that 1 in 5 is pretty
Yeah.
high up too. But at least this one will give you like one less, but
Mm-hmm.
not a big deal. And you're at this point, you're like, I'm not taking the drop time if I can help it. There you go. Finish that level. But yeah, I barely got a sub 7s during my practice, and then turn around and get 2 PBs in a row. So I needed them. It was swung.
Yeah.
There's something to
Oh god,
say.
this freaking level.
Yeah, I can already tell this is not the most fun. You get that tuck all the way down. Yeah. Um, there's
It's the
something.
last good play you're gonna see for about 2 minutes.
There's not a lot of good options here. It's just red everywhere, and red everywhere boards are not fun boards. Just as a rule, as Packy. There's something to say
Just
about like not about the motivation you get from playing in a tournament, and having to play really good players, and why don't you put that onto 7 8? Okay.
I didn't. Which one? Sorry.
The yellow blues, like
Oh,
you've got that blue in 8. I
because
know.
I was already getting very mad at how much red there was, and then I wasn't getting any. Like
Yeah.
I'm emotional at this point about it. And then that happened. Yeah.
uh
So pause right there.
yep.
Uh, so what I'm trying to do, and I distinctly remember my thought process in this moment. You're gonna laugh at me. I know it's wrong, but it's still what I was trying to do for some godforsaken reason. Is that I was trying to set something up that would clear the reds and then have a buffer and horizontal that blue.
Mm-hmm. No, that makes sense.
Um, there's about 3 reasons why I did that wrong. Um,
Oh yeah, it's totally not right at the moment. A yellow blue on top of this
yeah,
though would be perfect.
that's that's what I was trying to do, and it brutalized this board. It
Yeah,
really did.
I like it. I don't
I
see it, but I like it. Uh,
You don't see it because it's not there.
yeah, yeah. Actually, though, yeah, a a yellow blue on top of that, on top of column 5, gets you there if you clear that blue in the middle out. And surprisingly, I noticed it as it was going through because what I see is misdrop. Now, because you had a plan for it, it stops being a misdrop in your brain. It
Yeah,
And you can, by the way, if you want to return the favor, you can look at my level 9 in game 3 against Adelito and see misdrops that I didn't think were misdrops happen all over the place. So it's the same thing. Were
yeah.
you considering this?
Right in this moment, and
It's a plan. Yeah.
I'm I'm censoring myself to keep this PG-13. I'm pissed off at how much red I'm not getting, and I'm trying to overcompensate with efficiency and I just end up making absolute nonsense. That's that's what that is.
I will say the
I'm
next two
not proud of it.
pills free you from this blue because you get a double blue that you can lay over horizontally on top of 6-7, and then the next pill is a red blue. It's
It's in a red
actually
blue after that. Oh
it's
god.
actually perfect for dropping it
That's
down.
that's
It's
disgusting.
insult to injury, I know.
The fact that that worked.
Now the funny
Yeah, I
thing
would
is, if a
no,
yellow blue comes
never
up
enroll
after
it.
that, then I can't help you because that is actually the right pill for it to come up after.
I bet it is. Watch. Nope, it's another. There it is. It's
It
two
was in
later. All
fact
right,
yellow
good
blue
enough.
coming. Yeah, good grief.
Good enough. God bless America.
All right, so yeah, I mean, it's and this is why a lot of times the recommendation we give players is if you want to improve your speed game, play entire runs, and it's because you can't. This is going to happen. Stuff like this is going to happen mid level, and if you are not prepared for it, you're gonna get your butt kicked by yourself. Um, God, I took Taekwondo in college, and that was one of the things that the professor told us is the first rule of getting into a fight is you need to be prepared to get punched. You know, if you're getting into a fight with a knife, you need to be prepared that you will get stabbed. You will get cut. Is the word she used. And I feel like that's the sort of preparation you have to make when you're playing this game is I'm gonna make a mistake. And the real question is how do I respond?
Yeah.
And
Well, I think honestly, if you look at the last 45 seconds of that level, I think I dug out of it
you
okay. But
did.
man, did I hit rock bottom and pull out another shovel? Good lord.
I mean, it happens. But again, that's the whole point. Is it does happen. All right. I love that you're setting up this triple, and then that you get it. Oh, that just makes me happy. And then yeah, now it's the yellows that you really need. I mean, it's reds again too, but oh, at least now the everything's kind of coming up horribly in moderation.
Yeah. I'm at least getting pills of all 3 colors, even if the board health itself isn't great, which automatically makes it better than that 8 went.
Yeah. And are you think? Yeah, you're thinking horizontal here. I like that. Excuse me. I think I might have held out a little longer, but the fact that you've got the yellows setting up, yeah, and I'm noticing you've got a very vertical thought process when it comes to what goes on top there, which is interesting. That's maybe a little opposite from the norm now. I don't know. But it's always working out. You're seeing verticals in places that I'm not seeing them, which is pretty cool. I'm learning some stuff here.
Yeah, one way that I feel like my gameplay sort of carried over from my Tetris background is that I want my top line to be flat.
Hmm.
Um, when I'm spired, I get anxious because Tetris lizard brain that still lives in the back of my head says if you're spired, that means you have an eyepiece dependency in your stack and not just in your Tetris well, and that means you've done something.
Right.
Um, does that apply to Dr. Mario? Almost not at all. But that's one little guiding force in the back of my head that, as far as bringing down a board comes.
All right. Well, put me in your headspace here. You're down one crown. This is your first. This
You don't want to be in my headspace here.
and on top of that, you have just had a really rough board, a series
Yeah.
of rough boards. So
No, I'm in this moment, I'm pissed. I am livid.
okay.
If you go back to the Twitch VOD and you find the chat, in between these games, I go into the chat and I say, what's the point of having red viruses if there aren't red pills to clear them? I was beside myself, and the what comes forth from it is SB's revenge tour. I'm not going to pretend I played optimally, but I did play really damn fast because I didn't want Last Crown's level 8 to reprise itself.
That's a very packy response. Uh, I'm assuming you've heard enough about Awakening the Beast when it comes to playing packy.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
bit anyway.
yeah. His response to any crown loss is to double down and play twice as hard, twice as fast. Yeah, cool. I'm glad you can pull that off because I don't think I can. I so
The problem isn't even the crown loss. It's how the pills fell in 8. Like
mhm.
that's what I'm mad at right now. The fact that I lost a crown, the fact that it's uh, such a worthy opponent that I couldn't care less about that. I'm mad that I felt like I wasn't able to play the game. There's the sentence that we brought up earlier. Um,
That's fair.
and I'm the Michael Jordan meme from the Last Dance documentary, and I took that personally.
I watched that entire documentary looking for that line. I still don't remember seeing it. Huh.
I don't remember which episode it's in, but I remember him saying it for
Okay.
sure.
Because
It's in response to Isaiah Thomas
I,
bad mouthing him when the Pistons
it's
won.
probably always Isaiah Thomas. I, I remember I was watching that and I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be where he says that, and I never saw it. Um, yeah, I definitely think that if I come out of a game loss or a match loss and I'm like, well, I played well and just got beat, it definitely feels better than I got crap boards or I did not play my best. So yeah, I totally get that. You going into two vertically here?
Probably. I don't remember what I did. That's what I feel like I should do.
Yeah, 1-2 is a gut
Especially if
feeling.
next is red yellow. I don't remember what the second pill is.
It's not. I don't think. No.
Okay, well, it's something I can deal with.
Yeah,
There you go.
and this is true with a lot of the later levels, especially when you're getting up into like 14 to 17 and all that. That you can play almost SNES style and give yourself permission to wait for the right pill because you've got so much else to do on the
Don't do
board.
that. Yeah,
It's so much different than games like 4 and 6 even where you only have so many viruses.
yeah.
But anyway, ooh, nice little tuck there on the yellow. Save yourself two a half second of drop time. Ah, cheeky. You do go for the cheeky horizontal. I'm here for it.
I don't though. Or
Which
do I? Oh, I do. Oh, I didn't think I cleared the blue first. I thought I broke it up with the.
and you're gonna get this one
Okay,
as well.
wow, yeah. But there's your proof that it's SB's revenge tour.
And you're gonna
Because I
take.
was seeing things I'm not even seeing now.
All right, let me back this up
There's where I fire that off.
because I like this vertical in 8. The The shiny move is to drop it into 3, get that L clear, but and honestly, I think I even like 6 better because there's more of a risk of drop time there. But either way, I much prefer that this over getting that L clear, even though the L clear is nice and shiny and present. I just wanted to throw that out there that this is definitely a better move than that. Also, that 8's a much harder play, so I like that as well.
I probably should have waited even longer before firing off that tee, but really, as long as the that 1-1 was last, I'm taking enough drop time that I can sleep at night afterwards.
Yeah, honestly, I think you could have even done the 1-1 before the tee because any garbage it would have dropped would have fallen onto the tee, and who cares, about garbage on top of a tee?
Sure. Yep.
But that's apples and oranges at this point. Who cares, right? It's the revenge tour. You're not playing. You're not going to play efficiently. You're going to play fast. It's just like you're going to get this horizontal, even though you're set up for absolutely anything but. Oh, and another horizontal. Yes,
Hold on just a second. I'm sorry.
absolutely.
If I can hear something through these headphones, then it scares me because you're not shouldn't be able to do that.
Okay,
There's a very loud neighbor dog outside that
I did
sounded
in
like
fact
someone
hear that.
screaming.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
No, no worries. No worries at all. All right, and I will tell you, I don't hate the double blues in 4 or in 5 nearly as much as I did before because that they don't matter. You can underclear, double up, and you're set. So that
Yeah. Well,
that's
I can do that, or it's a red blue lane that I didn't
mm-hmm,
previously have,
that it
and
is.
with a red blue incoming, then
Although you do have a red blue
there's
lane in 2-3,
yeah,
and for one
that's
pill
fair.
and 6-7 as well. But I don't dislike dropping it there, and it's gonna be. I'm gonna know this is a thing watching you play now, and I'm gonna be thinking about your lane methods. It's one of the other benefits of doing this is it helps inform my commentary. Like I didn't realize how much Larva liked L clears until I talked to her, and then I found out that she lives for the darn things. Okay, that's another case of I didn't see the vertical. I'm getting dumber, I think, because I was like, oh, you could have taken care of that horizontal on 8, and then no, you're just set up for double
And then I
red
didn't
and
see the horizontal there. Ah,
no, 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 no,
that
no, no.
was
Back it up.
painful.
Oh, that horizontal. Okay, I see what you mean now.
Yeah, no, in row two. Yeah, the wide open one.
But you were already doubled up for. It's okay. The no,
Yeah,
you that was not an
I know it's
issue.
not that big of a deal, but it's I still
Okay,
feel pain about it.
okay, okay, okay. Yep. Such an interesting opening to this 8 with all of those yellows and then
Yeah, and
getting
I
a
should
double
have.
yellow blitz.
Yeah, no,
No,
I wish I had this opening back. I really do, because then I take the blue horizontal at a really stupid time right there, and it leaves me just as poorly off with garbage as I was before. And there was a red blue earlier in that sequence that I wish I had just gone ahead and put in two to force myself to do that right away, and just didn't think to do it.
you're not in a bad place though. And it really
But I want to think that I am. Ook.
you haven't been in a bad place this entire board. You've been in slightly less
That's
than
true.
optimal. That's the worst you can say about any place you've been. Put this yellow blue in 6-7 and clear some garbage. Never
Yeah,
mind.
and
You
open
get
a
that
red
opportunity.
horizontal.
No, no, you get the opportunity right after, so it's fine. Um, and I agree with selling out for the double blue. I'm not sure I sell out a red, but that's me. I've been burned by reds too many times.
That's that's fair. Yeah.
No,
If there's a horizontal that I consider that wide open, then I tunnel vision on it sometimes.
yeah. And sometimes the tunnel vision is just the way of things. Uh, you know, it does come back to that idea of the most efficient play is the one that you see, and
Mm-hmm.
you just have to be okay with it. Okay, okay, with it, with you here, with you there. Minimal garbage. Yep, yep, that's the right play. Drop it down. You get your horizontal. You're in a good place.
Did I get this double red? No, I made my own. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, but then you
And
had
then I
to.
set
Then you.
that off at a stupid time.
It. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not mad about it because you are cleaning things up, but yeah, you ended up with some really weird garbage here. But you're almost done with
well,
it.
again, seeing a cool thing and tunnel visioning myself.
Yeah, I will never tell anybody that they've done anything wrong for seeing the cool thing and going for it. I'm definitely a magpie when it comes to that. I will see the pretty, and you know you've already got. Well, actually, are you gonna do horizontals for practically everything? I think you could, just not that blue.
Well, I meant to. There's again me charging DAS and going one too far,
Yeah, yeah, it's reasonable,
and
but
then
yeah, you're gonna get this on the blue, and really, yeah, that's all very right. Get the L, set up two more reds on top, and you're golden. There it is. Yeah, no, that was pretty. That whole sequence was pretty. And a 635, that's I've seen that one more than my fair share of 6 to 9 matches.
yeah, and that I'm pretty sure was my first sub 7 in a bracket 6 to 9 ever. If you go to my page on the website, um, it
Yes.
says that my 6 to 9 PB is like 615, and
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that's wrong.
Um,
I don't think I've ever done that.
well, let's see. Hot
Yeah,
times
it
by
says I
player.
615.
I'm gonna look it up right now. By player 6 to 9 Solar Espion. It says that you pulled a 615 in September of 2025.
That would have been against Floyd. I
Yes.
mean, maybe.
I mean, very
If
possible.
it's there, it's probably right. I was up and down convinced that I had never gone sub 7 before that moment, but
Well, it's an easy way to
could
find out,
very
and
well
that's
be
to
wrong.
watch your match against Floyd. At least you know where it is.
I don't know where it is anymore though, because it's not on YouTube and it's too old of a VOD for Twitch to hold on to.
If it's not on YouTube, it may be on our YouTube live. That's where I'm watching this now. If you click on
Oh, okay.
DRMC and go to live, let's see. October, September silver, September gold, finals, day one. Yes, it is under live.
Okay. Didn't look there.
I always forget to look there myself. So, okay. Yeah. Flindo is already looking into it. He will have our answer. Ooh, this board.
Yeah, I don't like this board, truthfully.
I don't either, because I'll tell you the best place to put this blue red, in my opinion, is into 2-3 tucked, and I don't like that at
What?
all.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
No, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't
I
either,
wouldn't do
but
that.
that's the most efficient placement for it, in my opinion. You could tuck
What
it.
what I would
Go ahead.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, I was gonna say you could tuck it into 6-7, but then you're ruining your yellow axis. What were you gonna say?
So what I'm thinking here, and what I probably did, is that never mind just the top line. Yellow's the rarest virus on this board.
Yes, it is.
I'm I'm throwing this blue red on top of something
Mm-hmm.
and then adding yellow garbage in a way that gives me both a red yellow lane and a yellow blue lane in some order. That's what I'm thinking here off the top.
Here's the thing, though. You've got a place for any yellow piece. Yellow red's tucked into 5-6. Yellow blue is
Don't
tucked.
make last week SB admit that, but yeah,
Yellow
that's
blue is
not
tucked
wrong.
into 6-7. Double yellow goes into 3-4, and then you've got that bottom row yellow. Also, yellow is just garbage. Just use it for garbage. I don't hate 1-2 right here, just to build an access lane into the left side of the bottom half of the board. 6-15
1-2
in
is
the first
probably what I
crown.
did.
Yeah, I
Oh, okay.
I, I think
What did Floyd get in that crown then?
there's no telling.
Because I lost that 2-0.
Probably a sub 6. Yeah,
It must have been
when it comes to just pure pill efficiency, it was a
601.
601. That makes sense. Pure pill efficiency, yeah, getting this yellow, this red blue tucked somewhere below is the best thing because you've got double horizontals, you've got options here. But I think for getting opened up, yeah, I agree that 1-2 is probably your best bet.
Well, 1-2 also leaves the stupidly lucky option, which is that you get a double blue and you horizontal
Yep.
on the top of 6-7, and suddenly almost the whole board's open.
Yeah, that horizontal is an option. The double red horizontal next to it is not,
Is
unless,
not, no.
yeah, I mean, if here's the only scenario where that is to me feasible, and it's a stupid scenario, is you get a double blue, you get a yellow blue to stack onto 3-4, so that when you take care of those paired blues in 3, they drop down onto it, and then you use the platform that you have with that yellow blue to stack a double red on top. That's a
That's
really dumb sequence.
no.
Oh yeah,
That's
no.
just a no.
No, you don't count on that, but that's the sequence I see that makes it feasible, but
I'm not even
no.
sure feasible is the right word for it. I think it's
No.
just extremely loud incorrect buzzer.
Anyway, yeah, let's see you go to 1. 1-2. Here it comes.
I hope I go to 1. Okay, I did.
Yeah. And then, yep,
And
use
then
it for
there you go.
garbage.
So I have a red yellow on top. I have a yellow blue on top.
Yeah. And yeah, every bit
And
of
now I'm
this.
open.
It's honestly not a bad board at this point. I mean, it could use
Oh, I
more
did tuck
yellow,
that.
but
Good job, me.
yeah, the balance between efficiency and access is always probably something I struggle with, if I'm honest with myself. Oh, and now you have to choose which horizontal do you want, because those reds are paired, but you really don't need them, especially with this T. Beautiful. Oh, and the double red to finish it. A
Yep.
103. That was a 6. That was a 6 to be remembered. Tuck this into 7-8.
Yeah.
It's like after my first win against Swang, and I put in the chat, I'm going to frame that one and then beat it the next game. So, oh, yeah, I hate the options that you've got here, but at least that's going to come up. Yeah, yeah. I am 100% in agreement with the plays you've made here, because really this is not a fun board. Yeah, I think I might have done that just a pill faster, but it ended up not mattering because you're getting yellow, blue, and nothing else. Game. Okay, there we go. There's the red, blue for the horizontal, and it takes away that extra tower into, which could have been problematic for you. Yes, setting up for the horizontal. Yes, queen. There you go. All right. Oh.
I've never been yes queen before. Didn't think Dr. Mario is how that would happen.
Yeah, well, surprise. Eh, You spend more time with my wife. It'll make more sense. Okay.
I should remember this
Oh,
is also the person that tried to call Swong's gameplay based in my very first bracket. No, I
did I?
haven't forgotten that. Yes, you did. And it broke Betty that you used that term, just completely no selling it.
Yeah, I am definitely of the wrong generation to be using such terminology, and I'm here for it. Part of me is just doing it to make it to where that terminology dies, because I know that once somebody over 40 says it, it is no longer hip. Neither is saying the word hip. Okay.
Well, that means you're doing your part to kill 6-7, which I appreciate.
Yeah. All right. So right here,
Hmm.
um, this pill, I like a placement on 6 vertical. I also like a placement on 2-3.
2-3 is what I saw just. Well, both of those are what I saw just
Yeah.
now. In the moment. So what I'm thinking in the moment is I want those blues in 4-5 horizontal.
Mm-hmm.
And so my okay, backing up even further than that, my only blue lane right now is 5-6.
Mm-hmm.
But if I commit to that, then I'm not taking the blues in 4-5 horizontal. Is that a bad thing? I'm not sure because you have the two blues and four that can go together. Um, so maybe I threw away a red pill half I shouldn't have here
Maybe.
by doing neither of those things. But
Yeah.
yeah,
And
that's what I'm thinking in the moment.
I will, excuse me, I will say also that dropping onto 2-3 between the two is the better choice, just because uh, you already have an option for a double yellow. You've got an
Hmm.
option for a double red, and any other, except for a red yellow. I mean, red yellow would kind of suck, but you have a placement for
Well,
any blue at that point.
yeah, so here you put the red, blue, and 2-3. You have the double red that goes into one. If you get a red, yellow, you drill in one.
That's true. That you do. So what I'm
So
saying
if
is,
I put
yeah,
this in 2-3, I have a plan for almost anything.
yeah, and specifically for any blue, because if you put it vertically in 6, then you don't have an option for a blue yellow. I mean, you do. It's put it in 7-8, but it doesn't get you what you're looking for.
Yeah,
And I don't like closing off access to the bottom of the board for any longer than I have to.
yeah, and that's the option I took. Which
Yeah.
yeah,
A
three
reminder,
doors, and I
you
picked
still
our number
win.
4. And I got the double
You
blue to
got a
do
double
that
blue,
right
which
away.
really
So,
does kind of moot the entire point. Yeah. Although I
well,
guess,
not really, because the way I did it, there's still that hanging garbage in
yeah,
5. That's a
whereas,
red that I now really want to be using elsewhere.
yeah. Oh, and I stacked that red yellow vertically in 7.
No,
I know
no,
you hate that.
no. That's no. I don't hate it. It's just it's the kind of thing that A, I don't see it in the moment, and B, I can't wrap my head around how it's efficient. Because yes, you're not wasting a pill half. Yes, you're also taking like 3 seconds of drop time.
3/4 of a second at worst.
It feels like more than that. That was an accidental clear right
Yeah, yeah,
there.
I know. I saw it happening. Uh,
I said oops out loud on my stream when I did that.
yeah, the only thing that's got me
Excuse me.
worried is that yellow garbage in 8. But yep, you're seeing it. That's that. Yep, that was the right time to drop that. Not sure I love that to clear out, but then you
I
get the
don't need to
double.
worry about the yellow garbage in 8 because I'm gonna. Well, I was going to take the reds horizontal until I got a double yellow.
Yeah,
I, I'm not entirely sure how I saw that end game, to be honest with you, because it was a really really elegant way to finish it, and not things I normally do.
yes. Well,
But SB's Revenge Tour.
yeah. I just had a moment from the moment the Matrix where Morpheus goes, "He's starting to believe." That's where I went in my head. She's starting to believe. Oh, and the double blue. Here comes Espy with a chair. Yeah, that's the right tuck. And yep, I, I don't know if you think that's a dumb play with the double blue, but that's exactly what I would have done. Is gone ahead and made the platform for the horizontal, even though you didn't end up using it.
It wasn't a platform for a horizontal to me. It was strategic garbage and opening a blue lane the whole
Gotcha.
time.
Gotcha.
That's the kind of thing. That one right there is the kind of thing I know I should tuck. In the moment, I know I have about a bajillion virus lead, and I was not. I was too risk averse to want to
Yeah.
tuck that and
Yeah.
miss it. That's going to happen a lot
Horizontal.
in the grand final too.
Backing it
Did
up.
that wrong.
Right there.
Yep.
Yep. That's the one I was
Yep.
like, no, horizontal, horizontal. No, okay.
Yep.
It's fine. It's fine. Because you will eventually get, oh, and it punishes you with, yep. Okay. Now put that yellow blue on top of the. All right. This is the efficient method for finishing up what you're looking at because I know what you're thinking here. It's put that yellow blue. I'm pointing at it like you can see my finger. Take that yellow blue that's on
Can I
one.
see your mouse cursor? Could you do that?
No, you can't see my mouse cursor because it's been in the middle of the
I
board the whole
can in
time.
Discord.
Oh, cool. Yeah, you take the yellow, blue, and one, put it on top of five, and then when you get your next reds, it's gonna
Oh,
drop it down, nice, clean,
yeah.
horizontal. Just because you set up for the horizontal, and it's Chekhov's gun, you have to use it. So
I don't
yeah,
remember how I do that. Oh, because I see that there's two left. That doing that, I'm not stranding it. So
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, you end up getting
I don't
it.
hate what I did, but yours is
No,
better.
no, no. It's a sub 6.5. Again, that's the sort of time you need. You need to be able
Yeah.
to, and that's honestly when I'm doing my practices. That's what I'm shooting for. Yes, sub six is there. It's something I know I'm capable of. But between talking, having the music on in the game, and just the fact that it's not a tournament, I'm not paying attention to trying to get sub sixes. I'm trying to get sub 6.5 and be happy with them. So yay for
My
that.
PB in 6 to 9 is still 608, even in practice. I've never gotten a sub six before. So part of that just speaks to how much I hate doing level block. I just don't find it as fun.
I do them during the week in the lead up.
Yeah.
So, and that's mostly because that brings other people in. We have fun. We talk about it. We race each other and just kind of get a sense for where we are, which is
Mm-hmm.
to me a good place to be. All right, we are up to the finals. So, how are you feeling at this point?
The heart rate has 3 digits in it. Let's
That's right.
start there. Um,
Well, you were
and I don't even know
also.
why, because again, all the things we talked about earlier, like I, I wasn't sure I would get this far. Like I feel like I'm playing with house money.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like anyone's gonna look at me differently if I don't win. But also at the same time, like I guess the other half of it is I know I just knocked those last two 6 to 9s out of the park. So maybe I'm playing better now than I have been for most of the rest of the day so far.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm nervous. I don't. You're gonna see so many things that I should tuck to save 3/4 of a second, and I don't, just because I'm not sure I still trust my right ring finger to do that.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, you're playing on a
yeah,
keyboard.
I
I'm like, what do you get your right ring finger?
Oh yes, we didn't even talk about that.
No, we
So
didn't.
my it sounds ridiculous until you actually put your fingers on your keyboard and you realize it's actually pretty comfortable. But my rotate buttons are E and F
Mm-hmm.
with my left hand,
Mm-hmm.
and with my right hand, J is left, O is right, and I is down.
Okay.
So it's basically like a home row position if you're actually typing.
Mm-hmm.
When I first started, I used the arrow keys.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my hand cramps really really quickly if I have fingers bent different amounts for a long period of time.
Okay.
So I knew if I wanted to start doing 0 to 20, I needed to find something else. And so now I have this wacky borderline arcade sticky. So that's the other half of it, is that it's similar to how I controlled TGM back in the day. This wacky uh, arcade sticky setup on my keyboard that I'm not trying to convert anyone, but it works for me, so it's what I do.
Yeah, I mean, there are all sorts of players with all sorts of different layouts, and I think keyboard players find the most interesting ways to play, mostly because you guys have a lot more variability in what you can do and what you're comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the rest of us were kind of stuck with what the game defaults to.
Right. Well, I'm going to need to learn something else pretty soon because I want to start getting into verses, and maybe we'll talk about that a little bit to wrap up. But
Sure.
I can't get Fightcade to recognize my keyboard during an actual match. Like, I'm in the test mode and it's perfectly fine, but I actually start a match with somebody, ranked, unranked, doesn't matter, and like once in 25 times it'll actually accept my keyboard input, and the rest is just nothing. Um, so I can't play Fightcade quite how I want to, and I asked for a controller for Christmas that will have a usable D-pad. The Switch Pro controller D-pad is not usable,
Yeah.
and maybe I'll get into versus a little bit once I have something like that. But yeah.
Yeah, it's not my favorite controller, but my techno game SNES style has been just a godsend for playing on on my computer because it's at least somewhat comfortable. It
Mm-hmm.
works similar to something I'm accustomed to. The face buttons are horrendous on that one though, so I either need to. I've even thought about like gutting a finding somebody who's got an old busted actual SNES pad, and just gutting this one, pulling the board out of it, and putting it onto or swapping the boards out. So maybe
Mm.
someday I will do that, but right now I don't have an SNES controller to spare because I like all mine. Mine are the ones I had when I was 10.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I still play on an NES that I got when I was 5. It is my fifth birthday present.
Cool. I still, I mean, this is gonna make you feel old, and that's not the point. I still have my childhood Wii, and I
Mm-hmm.
use the same black Wii remote that I've had for north of 15 years now. The speaker inside that Wii remote craves the sweet release of death, but it's the only pointer I still have that doesn't flicker at all. It's my favorite one. I hope it never dies.
I was at least only in college when the Wii came out. I
I
did buy
was
one.
5 years old.
Yeah, I bought one. Gosh, and like after my kid was born, so it was like 2011 or 12. Um, okay, so Resumatic. You haven't played Resumatic before.
Nope.
Uh, Good guy, by the way. Had him on not that sometime in the last year. Uh, Missed a chance to go meet him actually not that long ago because he does wrestling promotion professionally and does a
Oh,
lot of
okay.
work in Orlando, which is like 2 hours from me. And like I'm not a wrestling fan, but hey, I'll do anything once. So I, hopefully that wasn't a one-time invitation. I'm hoping I'll get another opportunity to go down hang with him because that would be a lot of fun. Anyway, but I mean, he's a good player. He's got a couple
Hmm.
of silver bracket, at least one silver bracket under his belt. I mean, he took down John Nash, and that honestly
Right.
is probably the most terrifying thing I could say about him right now. Does
Hmm.
this affect your gameplay, or are you just like, you know what? I just beat Slay. Like you said before, playing with house money, just kind of doing your best, right?
Yeah, so in this scenario, I've never played Resumatic before, and I've never played 8 to 11 in a bracket before. So we
Yeah.
are, this is not even uncharted territory. We're off the whole freaking map now. Um, so all I know about this guy is I find his page on the DRMT website. I see that his 8 to 11 average in tournaments is 825, and I go, all right, I think I can beat that 2 out of 3, and that's the only thing I'm thinking before we go into this match.
Yeah. You know that a low 8 is solid for this round, right?
Yeah, my target time, but I did briefly practice 8 to 11. My target time is always sub 8.
Okay.
Spoilers, I don't get there,
Yeah.
but
Well, a lot of us don't.
that's what I have in my head is what a good time for this block is in a tournament.
Yeah. And I mean, I remember I vaguely the first time I made 8 to 11, I was just like, oh, wait, what are the levels again? I know I did that for the semis. I was like, wait, what am I playing? I don't
I'm pretty
remember.
sure there's one crown of this where I almost accidentally start on level 9. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
I'm not used to the cursor being in that place.
Double blue. Are we wanting column 1 or column 4? I can't imagine you doing anything
um,
else. Surely you don't go 4 or
I,
5.
See, I was actually thinking what I'm most likely to do is either 4 or 5 or vertical 5, and those are probably the two worst options. But
Mm, no, I
if
mean you
one of
could go
those two
seven
is what I
eight.
do,
That would be a terrible option. So, but no,
well,
I don't hate. I don't hate vertical 5. Don't really hate 4 or 5 because you've got it's 4 or 5 is a very versus move because then you're freeing yourself up
yeah,
to make double. But granted, so is vertical 1 because then you've got any yellow blue and then any yellow and you're dropping your
yeah,
first combo. So
yep.
I like
I don't
opening up
remember
access to
which
red
one I
though.
did.
I think you've got enough yellow blue on top, and the reason I'm immediately going vertical 4 is just because you've got limited access to red, and that at least opens up one more column of red. But let's see what you do.
Sure.
Vertical 5,
Yep. I,
okay,
I thought that's what I might end up doing.
and I mean you
And
get a
blue.
bunch of blues right after, so it's really. Oh, I was afraid you were going to go for the horizontal after you already had a vertical set up. I was like, no, don't do that. Okay.
That was
Yeah.
not the right time to take that with a double blue in the chamber.
I mean, yes, but also better to take it now than much later on when it's going to result in a lot more drop time. So at least you got it out of the way. That was what I was thinking as I was just watching it just now. Okay. Yeah, there's a horizontal on the reds over on the left, but there's also the horizontal on the reds on the right. So
Yeah, I don't. It's going to be a while before I think about either of those because I'm too concerned with there being too much blue on the board,
yeah,
and
but
probably also doing a stupid horizontal with all these yellows.
maybe not. Maybe you're seeing the blues paired as well. Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, okay. Nope, that's what happened. I remember now. And then it threw me off, and I misdropped the
Mm-hmm.
second one.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I was saying earlier about the whole just be prepared to get cut is because you're gonna make a misdrop, you're gonna make a mistake. You may as well be prepared for it.
Hmm.
Okay, and it ends up cleaning this board up beautifully, and you get a really good horizontal. Yeah, that end game worked out really well.
Yeah, it did.
So, and like Mom always said, you worry about the first note you sing, the last note you sing, and everything in between. It'll take care of itself. But those are the ones they'll remember. As long as your end game looks pretty, people forget that it was a horrendous mid game or anything. May not be true, but I'm gonna make it true. I feel like you want that horizontal paired on the yellow on the reds, and they're just the blues aren't coming to make it happen.
No, I wanted an even bigger blue horizontal or T and wasn't getting anything for it, and that was my backup plan.
Gotcha.
Between what's in 2, 6, and the 2 and 5, I wanted to make a giant T, and it was never going
Got to dream big though.
Well, there. I think I don't remember which crown it's in, but I do something like that later on, where just this mostly unnecessary, massive firework of a cross in the middle of the board.
Okay, you want to hear a stupid idea for that double yellow from earlier? Let me bring it back up. So this is a
Right
very
here, yeah.
snipe move, is to drop
Uh-oh.
it horizontally into 3-4.
3-4.
Yep,
Yeah, that's really shoehorning yourself though,
it is. It is.
because you need then a
Any
blue
blue,
red.
yeah, preferably a blue red, but any blue will work. And then yeah, if you
I guess any blue. Yeah. Mm,
a pair of red yellows, and you do see a lot of red yellows. Anyway, I think I like your idea better because it leaves you more options. That's a play that I saw Snipe do something similar, and I've been trying to find places where it makes sense.
okay.
It's a stupid
Yeah.
idea. Don't ever do that. That's a bad idea. Don't listen to me.
Okay.
Don't listen to me.
Uh, Far be it from me to tell Snipe that he's doing something wrong, but
It's
I really don't love what that forces you into.
it's a versus. It's definitely more of a versus play
Yeah.
because it does interesting things, and really what it does is it delays the drop over in onto the reds, and then you just end up with a whole massive combo because of it. So
Yeah.
that's really why he does it. But again, I'm always on the lookout for things that don't make sense to me. Oh, and the double red. Oh, and the double red was there because you were
Yep.
set
And
up for
then,
the T. It doesn't end up mattering, but um, yeah, I'm always
especially because that happens.
yep, always on the lookout for really interesting, different ideas, things that to me just make even less sense, and that would have been one of them. So it's why it's been kind of in the back of my mind. Yeah,
That big sideways T I did to open this board is about the fourth time I've gotten lucky with a double blue over the course of this bracket.
hey, don't complain about good luck. All right, and yeah, you've got the yellow red, so that's ready for the drop. Perfect. And there's another one which you actually needed to. And now you're prepping for the horizontal or not. There he
I don't
goes.
remember what I was saying at this point. I felt like I
That's
ended up messing up this board a little bit.
well, you're not getting a red blue. And at some point
I I I distinctly remember I verbally said to myself in this moment, I need a red blue so that I didn't lose the plot on how to do that horizontal because I've done that before.
that's what I call it. It's losing the plot.
Losing the plot.
Yep. That's exactly what I call it when I'm in the middle of something. I just realize that I have no idea what it is I'm trying to do. That double yellow is very fortunate, and I love when the next pill tells you, hey,
hmm
it's this is what you need to do with this pill. Left side,
Yep.
okay. Left and right, either one. This is my favorite type of top line, 100%, because everything is available to you at first.
hmm
So it
You have
doesn't.
every type of lane and you can
Yep.
just go.
Yep. And usually what happens is you end up with it all stacked up with everything. It looks so pretty. And then you just start getting clears left, right, and center.
hmm
It makes me happy. And really, the board looks like that most of the way down. So, you're getting, I say that and you immediately get into a yellow drought area, but, it's everything is separated out enough. We talk, and this is again something I've said more than once, but we talk so much about all the paired up this and that I think we forget sometimes that pairs aren't all they're cracked up to be sometimes.
Yeah.
As if you're getting, you get your blue red side by side, it's still three pills, just like if you get a double blue. Well, not really. The double blue's faster, but you're going to tuck this? No, you're
Oh
not going to
God,
tuck this over there.
I think I do with this
There
one.
you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I did see it eventually, and I think,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
oh, that's okay.
That wasn't right. You're right, but it's okay.
I should have done it in 6 and 7.
Yeah.
I at this point I probably meant to, and again, nerves
Yeah.
and finger stamina.
Yeah. And I don't hate having to get rid of these blues. And in fact, you find a good use for them. You could even. Okay. What's going to happen now? Okay. Okay. Yeah. And
I
prioritizing.
got too married to doing that with the reds, and it ended up being mostly fine.
Yeah. Yeah. And you prioritize that single in eight rather than a existing double or something in the middle of the board. I was looking at it going, that's the right play. That's absolutely the right play. Okay. You're now one crown away from winning it all.
And I'm trying very hard not to think about that.
Yep. I don't blame you because that's, I'll tell you.
Because it's one crown, but it's still, 8 minutes of execution.
Yeah. My goal in round one was to take swung to a decider. That was my entire goal. Don't lose 0-2. And I get about halfway through game 3 and I was like, oh, I'm winning. And it's like JB's in the back of my head because all I'm thinking is don't screw this up, don't screw this up, don't screw this up, don't screw this up. Because I know I'm ahead because I'm watching his stream and I'm like, okay, 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 don't screw this up.
Excuse me, I'm fine.
Yeah, I figured.
Too big a drink of water.
I'm often a victim to such. All right, crown 2. Got a yellow blue.
Crown
You've
2,
got
yeah.
options in 3-4 or 6-7. 3-4 is the most obvious play, and I don't hate it for any reason. Do you have a reason to tuck into 6-7 or no?
No.
Okay. Didn't think so.
That would never cross my mind in this scenario.
Yeah, didn't think so. Just double checking. Oh, especially with that.
Especially when I see them getting a second one.
Yep. At this point, I'm trying to. I think I place. I think I place this into one first, just because then I've got a double red lane. But the way it comes up, you've got the red yellow, so you're gonna dump it in underneath any. It's gonna fall fine. It's just slightly less drop time, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm pretty sure you're right.
That's a minor inconvenience, minor quibble even. And you get a cross out of it. I quibble. It's what I do. Makes for good content, I hope. Speaking of good content, I will say that I don't have a rooting stake in this game, but I was sitting here kind of half thinking to myself, if SP wins, I could have her on the chill pill, and that would actually be better because I haven't had her on before, and I have had Rez on before. So maybe it'd be good if SP wins. And I'm like, oh, I have come to that point in this where I am now kind of putting a rooting interest in based solely on who would make the best guest for my show. Here we are. Don't know if that makes me a terrible person or not, but
I'm appreciating it right about now.
Okay, yeah, a lot of blues here. And yeah, there you go. Now you got something set up. And yeah, just okay, okay. Didn't know if you were going to go for the yellow vertically to loop in that blue over in column one as well. But
Oh, that
it's
wasn't on my mind. What was on my mind was not messing up that giant vertical in four.
yeah. I mean, it was a low likelihood play, but it's definitely one that you just kind of have in the back of your mind sometimes. And yeah, I
Hmm.
mean, a 2 minute eight. I don't know how you're feeling at the end of that, but you just kind of go oof. Sometimes when you look down at your clock, you're like, oh, that was over 2 minutes on a 6 to 9 level. But yeah, I didn't see anything
I
that made
mean,
me go,
maybe,
it's
but
bad.
that was um, part of what was helpful about having the commentary up was knowing that the same thing happened to red.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like I'm hearing the updates all the time, and it's blank viruses go whatever, and knowing that okay, I am not playing this nearly as quickly as I've played other eights before, but um, oh, why didn't you put that in five?
Yeah, I could tell you had an idea with that yellow blue, but I don't know that you could tell that you had an idea with it at a
No,
certain
I
point.
didn't.
Which, I mean, really, there's not a lot of use for blue on this board. So, yeah, finding a way to just get rid of it, it just makes sense.
Hmm. Oh, and then this. I was proud of this.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Kablam!
That's real
That was
nice.
cool looking. I was
And
actually begging for the yellow rush to keep going
yeah,
in that moment.
and let me back it up one more. I will tell you, yes, this is amazing. You're knowing that the yellow rush is coming back up though. I think the next, and I think I remember seeing this because at this point I was pretty sure there was a good chance you were going to win it all. So part of what I was doing was watching your play and thinking, okay, what am I going to see here that makes me think, okay, what are we going to talk about? Because I didn't get to see your semifinal match. I was going to pick my kid up from a parade. These double yellows, it's actually more
Okay.
efficient to take them out to go horizontal 6-7 on the next two because then you've only got one clear animation instead
One
of
clear
two.
animation. Sure.
That is, I think Dawn taught me that one. It's to think even about your clear animations because that extra quarter second whatever it is, it's like taking drop time.
Hmm. Well, that's a mindset that comes from 64 because the clear animation is so much slower there.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, I thought you were going to take the horizontal.
I probably should have.
It surprised me. But I don't hate this setup that you've got going on here. Because you've got the option for, get the reds out of the way, get the blue horizontally. It's definitely looking good. Excuse me.
Yeah, and then I bury it a little bit though.
Um, okay, you've unburied it.
Oh, right. I did a I did a smart.
Yeah, and I mean, you could have, I guess, yeah, you could have
Done that
taken.
sooner and horizontal be yellow.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But it's
I this crown in particular I analyzed quite a bit.
yeah. Oh, do you go for it? Yeah, you do. And yep, ooh, I remember that happening in real time too. Going, that's the play. That's the exact play you want to do because everything came out just peachy keen for it. And a lot of times is what my commentary sounds like too, where I'm just like, do they? Yep, okay, then they're gonna, It's such a
But
fast
that's
game.
right. That's what I was just gonna say. Is that when the game's moving this fast, you may not always have time to get
Oh,
as
never
many
have
words in
time.
edgewise as you want to.
Yeah, I sometimes I'll watch other, like actual sports or even some other esports, and I just go, man, I wish what we don't have replays. But when do we have time for replays?
between crowns, and that's
Yeah,
about it.
because it does. This game moves so fast. And oh, I mean, you're getting blues, and you can never complain when you need blues and you're actually getting blues. Okay, this blue garbage on 5 is giving me conniptions though, because I'm afraid that's going to happen, and then you're kind of stuck actually having to get rid of it instead of working underneath of it.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I didn't see that as a big deal at the time.
It probably
There
doesn't end
there
up
were other
being
ways
one.
down there.
I end up I forget what I call it, something like racing the garbage or something, where you basically you've got a sort of Damocles kind of hanging over that is garbage, and if you can manage to get everything cleared underneath of it, then it doesn't matter when you drop it. So, oh, oh, wow, there's just so much yellow and a double yellow to start.
Yeah, and I don't remember why I attacked it quite the way I did because now that's there.
Uh, it, that is perfectly reasonable because you see the yellow underneath and you know you don't have another place to put yellow at the moment. It the ability to shut off
Well,
the
I
sight
could have
of
flipped it
another
the other way
color.
though, is the thing.
Yeah, I will admit to not remembering what you were seeing there, but there's probably another option, yes, but the whole
Yeah.
ability to stop seeing something when you've got it cleared, you're just waiting on the right pill. I'm still not there yet. Horizontal? Yeah. Cheeky horizontal. And you could have tucked that double yellow, but it doesn't end up
Hmm.
mattering. Okay. And on top of the reds. Yep. Okay, and I like this because I think you've got in the back of your mind, I might want to set these blues up horizontally. I mean, you don't end up doing it, but leaving yourself the option, I respect that very much. No, you do end up doing it. Okay. And oh, nice.
Yep.
Smart last second catch there. Not quite enough, but man,
I didn't think that actually was smart. I thought that. I mean, I didn't lose by that 3/4 of a second, but
no. But oh, okay. So what I'm talking about is, yeah, seeing that drop. I mean, yes, you had a double blue coming down, and there was another blue. You were going to get the same amount of drop time if you dropped that blue down.
yeah,
So
I guess so.
no, I'm always one for reducing your number of pill requirements at the end, and that's exactly what that did. If you hadn't gotten blue, you could, for all you knew, you were looking at one more blue and then an entire drought of red yellows.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
it's bird in the hand, two in the bush sort of thing, I think. All right, there's one more crown left.
Yeah, I that crown loss did not affect me nearly the way the one against Slay did. And then there were even times in that second crown where, I needed one particular color, but I don't know. I don't know if it's who I'm against or what round I'm in or just um,
He played it well.
the fact that I liked my end games. I don't
Yeah.
know, but that didn't get in my head as much as the semifinal one did.
No, that makes perfectly good sense. You played it well. You got beat by like 5 seconds. And yeah, what's the point in going back and going, well, where could I have saved those 5 seconds when in reality, most of your plays were really good. So
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no sense in getting upset about something like that. You know, you played well. You thought you played well. Nope. Nope. No concern there. I like it. 2-3 or 5-6. Ooh, is there a difference? Nope. There's really not. It's a
No, not really.
it's a, I mean, I guess, nope, even that, it's just yellow, blue, red, yellow, blue, red, yellow, blue. That, that entire top line, very patterned.
You could do a big dome and flip that red blue into 6-7 and overhang it and leave yourself room for blue horizontal, but I don't think that's correct there.
I agree that I don't think that's correct either. Yeah, so red's becoming the pain color. And yeah, it's
Really,
causing.
anything that's not blue is. How did I get out of this?
I was about to say I
Oh,
love
that.
the.
Oh, that's how.
Okay, I was gonna say I love the plan. I don't see how it's gonna work, but I love the plan.
And this one I remember. So I do that, and then I go there.
Nice. Yeah, you've definitely got some board vision of some some play setups that I'm not seeing as quickly. So I'm liking that.
Thank you.
It's and this is again one of the benefits of having, you know, new players come in is sometimes they are just naturally talented. Yes, drop tuck it, tuck it, tuck it. Okay, tuck this one. Sometimes there's just a natural talent and there's just good board vision of things that don't match up with what we would consider kind of standard Dr. Mario. Placing that double yellow into uh, one column over would have been slightly faster, I think, but just because of where it was putting your, you'd already understacked in column 2 and putting it in 3-4 would have made sense. Hey, it's an accordion clear.
It kind of is, yeah.
I'm teasing you just because I
I
know
know
you
you
hate
are.
them. Okay, okay, okay. You could have stuck that blue yellow over in 1, 1, 2. It,
Yeah.
but it all works out. You don't really have, well, you don't have a lot of use for yellow at this point. Any use for yellow. I don't like that. Game, be nicer. This is my friend. Should be nicer to my friends. And to me. Mostly to me. But also my friends. I love that about this community. We are no thought for the horizontal on 2-3.
I saw that now. I don't know why I didn't see it then.
Yeah. It's just that there was another, like there was a double vertical and then that horizontal, and you didn't go for either one of them. I was like, okay, okay, it's different. It's a different thing. All I was gonna say is, you know, so many of us are just friends now, and it's interesting that the competitive nature. Half the time, it's just like, oh, is my friend okay? Even after I beat them. All right, 9-8.
you pick
He's
you pick
keeping
good
close.
times to go on these little anecdotes because they've covered up a couple of my misdrops now.
I did see one. I was like, "What were you thinking?" And I was like, "No, it's not worth it. It's not worth asking at this
I,
point."
I was thinking I meant to hit the F key one more time. That's what I was thinking.
Oh me, leave an F in the chat for the homies.
Something like that.
Oh wow, and you. This is where you caught up. Yeah, it's like 2 seconds difference. I remember this end game, like this was one of the best silver tournaments we've ever had, and one of the reasons was it all the all the players just played well, and it felt like a lot of these were going down to the wire. I think I did put in chat right before, something about a something about a going for a tiebreaker, and you gave
Yeah,
it
you
you gave,
did. You said go for 12 and then go for 13. And I about lost my damn mind because I wanted this to be over. I
we
didn't really care who won at that point. I wanted it to be over.
yeah, I gotta have a little fun in the chat.
Ugh, you had a little too much fun with
Yeah, yeah, we do that.
that.
We do that. All right. So
So
that
at this point,
yep.
I've heard via the broadcast that Resomatic has misdropped a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, I do glance over at the screen and I see whatever the heck's going on in his columns 3 and 8. And I start playing eggshells on top of eggshells. We're in full on don't
Don't
screw
screw
this
this
up
up.
mode
Yep.
because I know even if I don't necessarily have a virus lead right now, I have the biggest board health lead you've ever seen.
Right. 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 And I mean, it's
And
nine
on
viruses.
championship point, like,
Yep.
yeah, don't do a stupid.
Yeah. And I mean, this board, as compressed as this board is over in that lower left hand corner, I mean, you really don't need to play anything weird. You
Yeah,
can, in fact, setting up for this horizontal is about the most aggressive thing you need to do right now.
yeah. And
And
I'm not even sure I end up taking all of. Oh, and I do.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's the smart play, and it's a double red blitz because of course it is. It's actually the fastest I think I've ever seen a blue out of a double red blitz. They never seem to come right after that. All right. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay.
I meant to go under first, and I didn't get it there and adjusted to it.
Well, here's the
Actually,
fun.
what I probably should have done is
Yep.
3, 4, and then
Because it would have dropped right down.
yeah, and then vertical one. Well, yeah,
Yep. No, that's exactly what I would have done in that position because
yeah,
the tucks do take time. As much as I
yeah,
hate to admit it, tucks do take time. So yeah, a horizontal 3-4, vertical in one, and that clears both horizontals and leaves you. It
yeah,
basically transfers that garbage or that single pill half over to column one.
yeah.
But
Where it's on top of the yellow.
mm-hmm. But I mean, if that's the worst thing I can say about this game, then you're in a really good place. Okay, good, good, and yes, and then it just opens up that top line spot. Yeah, I mean, at this point, you've got it won. We all
Yeah.
know it. If
And
nobody's
again, I was trying not to get fat and happy about it,
no,
but
no, but again, yeah, you hopefully this gives you a chance to just kind of relax and then just play your game.
yeah,
And the
and not get upset at the fact that I'm not getting it.
yeah, not enough is said about people's ability to just relax and play their game. It is so valuable. Oh, nice. Drop horizontal there. I've said about my own play that I generally will win the games I'm supposed to win, and the reason for that is I think because I often will just feel like okay, I know where I'm gonna be, and as soon as I am kind of where I think I ought to be, I can take a breather and go okay, play my game, be okay, and just get through it. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's not enough. I think is said about that part of the mental game,
Hmm.
and it's really hard to get there, especially when the game is treating you like this. This one's treating you. My gosh, there we go.
Yeah, this was not that pretty of an, and this is why I was saying I didn't really feel like I played all that well. I don't know how much better I could have played with some of the pills I'm getting, but it's really easy to look back on this crown and be like, I really won with the 840, 850 something. That's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, well, you won by being better than your opponent in a crown. And I mean, that's all you can do.
Yeah,
And I mean, hey, like I said, you won. That's what it comes down to.
yeah. At the same time, going back and watching what happened to Resumatic, it's a little bit of a not like this ending, but
Yeah. And you should feel that way. You know, he's good people. We've got good, you know. I mean, it's perfectly okay to feel that way, but then you got to let that go and go, okay. You know, I mean, if it had happened to me, I would be upset, but I would understand that it happened to me, and you know, trust that everybody else in the group is an adult and can do the same thing. So, what's next for? I mean, you've already shared your speed goals, but what else is next for Solar Espion for the coming year?
um, for Dr. Mario or
I
for
don't
in
know.
general,
I don't know. You tell me. This is your
well,
time.
I'd like a job. Let's start
Okay, that's fair.
there. Should hear back about one this week.
Good.
I think I
Good.
have a
Good.
good chance for it. No, well, as far as this goes, I want to get into versus a little bit. I had basically never played versus Dr. Mario at all until I started doing retro achievement sets,
Mm-hmm.
and you have the
SNES. Yeah.
SNES and then 64 games that require it.
Mm-hmm.
And to say I found a love for it is putting a little strongly because I do have fundamental disagreements with how Dr. Mario versus is designed. Um, I It rubs me the wrong way that the point of the game is to clear viruses, but you can send garbage to your opponent by not clearing the virus. There is no other puzzle game that does that,
Would you
where
prefer
you
we
can send
raise the
garbage by
rose?
not doing the goal of the game. Um, but I think I learned from attending Cincinnati that maybe the learning curve isn't quite as steep as I realize. I can play this game kind of ridiculously fast left to my own devices.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that will translate okay to a version of Dr. Mario that doesn't have a throw animation. Um, so we'll see if I can adjust to that. Yeah, I don't know what my ceiling will be for versus. I would like to get to at least one regional in addition to Cincinnati next year. I think Milwaukee and Louisville are probably equal distance for me. Um, so that's all kind of out there somewhere as well. But yeah, um, I just set up a whole bunch of splits for SNES and Game Boy and 64. I've dabbled in SNES a little bit. My PBs through 3 days of runs are an 1109 and a 3420 or something,
Okay.
which I'm happy with for just starting out.
Absolutely.
But yeah, just thinking more broadly. I mean, I laid out my goals earlier. I want to get better at this game. I probably want to stream more things. I have a whole laundry list of personal life stuff to sort out.
Sure.
Um, I don't know. 2026 is going to be a fresh start for me in a lot of ways, and I'm looking forward to it being an entire year with this community and really setting up a full resume before we go into whatever next December might look like for me.
Sounds great. And I know there's been talks of us possibly hearing you in the booth as well. So that's going to
Yeah,
be
I didn't even mention that. I Sometime soon I'm going to reach out to Sav and we'll get that ball rolling and maybe I'll be in there in January. I wouldn't want my first because I know when someone starts commentating, they start you in silver. I wouldn't want to commentate and play in a silver bracket.
right.
So it
Well,
would be for I would want to get into a gold bracket before I start that and separate those two things so I don't have double anxiety one Saturday. But
Right. Yeah, no, no. We wouldn't do that to you, I don't think. All right. Well, if there's anything else you want to add, now is the time. Otherwise, we're gonna be calling it a night.
uh, I guess I'll throw a brief plug: twitch.tv/SolarEspion. I stream whenever the hell I want to. I don't. Who needs a schedule? It's almost always Dr. Mario. I might be mixing in more retro achievements. And if you're playing Pinball Primer, if you're playing pinball, pinballprimer.github.io if you want to learn stuff.
All right. Well, there you go. So, a big thank you to my guest, Solar Espion. Congratulations again on a well earned silver bracket win. That was, like I said just a minute ago, that was probably one of the best silvers we've ever had. And it was a heck of a lot of fun to watch.
Well,
To,
thank you,
yeah,
and thank
go
you
ahead.
for having me. And I'm just happy the stars aligned.
Yeah, me too. To everybody watching, if you're on Twitch, I have these available on YouTube immediately. Well, not immediately. It'll be on YouTube and processed properly by the end of the weekend. And also a much pared down version on Spotify. If you're watching on either of those or listening on either of those, we do these live on Twitch as well. That is going to do it for this episode of the Chill Pill, though. Until next time, as always, be good, be safe, be happy. We'll see you soon.
Take your vitamins.